Hold on. Everyone quiet. Joel, shut the F up. Welcome to the weekly poll, guys. We need to do our typical intro where Joel doesn't get to talk. I'm Benny, the Comicstorian. And today, as of today, I am a published writer. Please go buy my book. But anyway, that is Sal from Comic Pop, the most amazing, greatest man in the world. He can tell you anything you want to know about comic books from the 1950s all the way to the year 2015. He stopped reading in 2016, apparently, but he can tell you everything between there. And he's also the man that will chug down your Diet Cokes. That is Rob from Comics X-Lane. He is the most amazing man in the world if you need to shit, no hurry, because he will X-Lane you all the way to the end of the road. The rainbow where he poops. And he's also owns a channel called Rob Plays where he plays video games, and that's Joel. Anyway, we're moving.
Benny, that was an adventure. That was
you took us on a journey through that one.
And the last guy on our podcast is Joel because he's better than Faust.
Is that official now? Is that
is official fired? Now? You are Faust is the new guy now. I'm just throwing it to you.
Well, it only took me like a year and a half. I'm officially not the new guy anymore. Worth it.
Well, we gotta start cycling you out because at the rate we're going, Sea Monster's probably going to become a regular member along with Tiffany, which means if you're still the new guy, then we got problems.
He's still the new guy. Like, why he's the new guy, we don't know, but he is.
I'm like Ron Perlman's character in Drive, where it's like, you know, those old men, they still call me boy. I'm 50 years old.
Awesome.
Yeah, don't let Benny give you shit about being the new guy, Joel. Just put him in his place.
Joel's not really the new guy.
Tell him like the next time he keeps giving you a hard time, when you see him, you're gonna kick his ass.
Yeah, don't let him give me any shit.
Yeah, Joel's gonna kick my ass. Okay, sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Benny would win that fight unless, I cheated and, it was like pocket sand.
See, I was wondering if anybody was going to pick up that reference, and Sal picked it up immediately. Don't let him give you shit about your ponytail, kid.
Don't let him give me shit about your ponytail. Yeah,
get the kid a double milk.
Mara Wise would like to let you know, Joel, let the new guys jacking it.
The new guys jacking it.
Oh, and Mitch Biking just subscribed to the channel. Rob, give him the appropriate splooge.
I'm so glad you pronounced that, because I was sitting here looking at that and I was like, how do you pronounce? Because to me it was just a combination of letters. But then once I looked at it, I was like, oh, Mitch Biking. Yeah, that makes sense.
No, thank you so much for subscribing to us. That brings us one step closer to our goal of 100 subscribers with more emotes. That means we only need 5 more subscribers on this podcast to get our new set of emotes, which you guys will vote on is either going to be Joel or DM Tiffany with lightning eyes.
Hold on. We gotta answer this question. Like,
I want to see that emote.
QFN2187 said, you are in Savanur. Who are your 4 horsemen?
Ooh, that's a question.
Okay, hold on. Now let's quantify it. Let's quantify this question. All right. Multiversal meeting, whatever. Marvel and DC meet. Your Apocalypse. You can choose any 4 horsemen from Marvel or DC. Who do you pick?
In comic characters, or can I pick like real?
Mr. Mixopedaling,
like Donald Trump.
Mr. Mixopedaling, Parallax, Hal Jordan, Green Lantern. What's that Mr. Mind worm guy that can manipulate everything and fucked up the timeline?
Oh, shit.
And the Flash. Boom.
That's really good.
Wow.
Okay, I want Etrigan the Demon as my god of war. I want Bleeze the Red Lantern as Famine. I want... Ooh, this is tough. Oh, because there's so many amazing characters. Okay, I want Talon to be Death, Calvin Rose, because I want him to do something. I want to promote him over to something. Shit. Ooh, I want Coach Boss from Southern Bastards to be a horseman too. So there you go, I'm showing some image love. That's my horseman.
I just want everyone to know real quick. Steam has already refunded Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2.
Good job, Steam. Good turnaround.
Yeah, I guess I should get that refunded, shouldn't I?
You guys have been talking such mad noise about it on the PC version. I really want to try the console version, see if it's any better now.
Of course, if I did, it's better, but Rob's not willing to try that because we can't refund that if we get that one.
How do you refund?
Yeah. I'll walk you through it after this. So who are your 4?
Sal, who are your 4?
I'm going to go with 50-50. I'm going to say Thor, Hulk, Wonder Woman, and Shazam.
That's good. That's real good.
Ooh, that is good. Superman is my horseman death. Batman is my horseman war.
Cool.
Damn.
How did I not
Thanos
for anything?
Thanos as my horseman, whatever the other one is.
Pestilence.
And then
You got to pick a famine. Who's famine?
I got to pick a famine. I got to pick a good person who's famine.
Who's hungry?
Who's hungry all the time.
The Blob.
Ooh, the Parasite.
Oh yeah, Parasite.
That's good too.
Yeah,
Parasite's got
Parasite
an
would be a good one.
amazing amount of power too. He's not.
He really does,
yeah.
but they never use him to his full effect.
No, he always
Oh
gets
no
stopped.
no no
And
no
then-
no 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 no
No.
no. The Joker is my Horseman War. Batman and then Batman, Superman, and then Thanos in whatever order, it doesn't matter. But like Joker would be an amazing Horseman War. Like it'd be all just wreak havoc.
Yeah.
You would assume he would be Death before he would be War. I would make Bane War before I did the Joker.
No, I do the Joker as War because he would literally go in and just like wreak havoc on in conflicts and so. And it's supposed to be awesome to just see him as War. I mean, really, it doesn't matter who they play, but it'd be awesome.
Oh, that's a good point. Oh, fuck. Famine should be Galactus.
Oh, because he eats so much.
Yeah,
he eats
that would be
stuff.
cool.
That's what he does.
He does.
That's solid.
That is what
solid.
he do, my friends. He eats
Yeah.
stuff. So why won't
That,
we make
like
him?
Galactus.
Why won't we make him distingy?
I want to read that story where like Apocalypse makes Galactus one of his 4 horses.
Right?
How that would happen, I don't know, but it'd be awesome to
That's
read.
problematic.
Amazing. Yeah. That's an amazing like one-off where they go to an alternate reality. Just they don't explain it. Just you're there. Apocalypse is unleashing hell, and you're like, how do you get Galactus? Who cares?
I mean, shit, Deadpool and Moon Knight and the symbiote are already horsemen, so I think by now it's not an exclusive club anymore. I think anyone can come in now.
Yeah, dude. I mean, hell, man, they had a Galactus Deadpool. Like, if they can do that, they can
Oh
do
no,
anything.
it's Galactipool. Get his name right.
Galactapool, whatever.
Galactapool.
They can do anything.
What's wrong with Galactapool? You got a problem with Galactapool?
He was in the comic for one panel.
Yeah.
And that was it.
But he exists. That's all that matters. Galactapool.
He exists.
And
That is
don't be
true.
surprised if he gets like a 4-issue mini from Cullen Bunn, because apparently there's no Deadpool idea that Cullen Bunn won't write in a 4-issue
Oh, I know.
mini
Seriously, dude.
series.
It's awesome. I love Cullen Bunn.
I like him too. I'm a big booster of his work. It just seems like every year, and guess what I'm doing now?
But anyways, we get into our topics. Those of you guys in the chat, because people are typing it out right now, give us your 4 horsemen. If you can combine any character from any comic book, so Marvel, DC, Valiant, Image, like all the comic book companies that are out there, give
Gwen
us
Galactus?
your
I don't even
input
know
on
that.
who
That
to
doesn't even
pick.
sound right.
This was such a good topic. I wish we could have prepared beforehand and given like our reasons as to
Well, no,
what-
like he literally just, I happened to spot it. I was like, that's a damn good question.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
so
an
you're
awesome
saying that the
question.
other ones are not good questions, Rob? Is that what you're implying?
Benny, if you don't shut the hell up, I swear to God. You're going to be going to Disney
Please
World
don't,
short
you'll
one friend.
Sure. What? Oh, that's so cold.
It's so cold, man.
Rob is mean
Oh,
to me.
there's ice. I know that you are.
But I do want to state one thing before we move any further. I do want to state one realistic thing. Guys, if you want to support this stream and you want us to bring you more podcasts, more content, stuff like that, this stream, our Twitch channel, is entirely supported by the subscribers of the Twitch stream /podcast. So subscribing to this channel is not the same as subscribing to our individual videos. Its subscription to this is $4.99. It's a monthly basis, but due to that, you get 2 podcasts a week at least. Sometimes you get a third one. You also get multiple gaming times. You get multiple Q&As. You get multiple other bits of content from us. So, and we appreciate everything. It goes towards making these shows better. So that's how we're doing it. We don't really want to set a Patreon up, although that is an option we're batting around. We feel like if you are more donating towards something more directly, more quantifiable, because you're like, I subscribed to this channel, so I get emotes and stuff like that, it works out better for both of us instead of you just giving money to a patron. We don't really want to go that route, but we will eventually come up with that if we can't get enough money to keep the podcast going. That being said, I just wanted to make that. I also want to let you guys know that I wrote a book.
You sure did.
Yes, he did.
So-
Actually, dude, I'm going to buy it. What time? Barnes & Noble closes at 11, dude. I'm running out there tonight. As soon as we get done, I'm going to go buy it.
So if you
Read it.
want a copy of this book, it would greatly help me as an individual out. I'm not going to say the weekly poll, but it would help me as an individual out. And if you are unsure about the book, but you know, or you pick it up elsewhere, let's say you went to Barnes & Noble and you want to give me a review, the faster we can get to 50 Amazon reviews, the more I owe all of you guys. And if we can hit that goal and our subscriber goal, we'll work out some 12-hour or 24-hour stream where we wrote down the weekly poll. I'll force these other guys to do it. I'll pay them to be here. Sal, you're going to get paid to be here for 24 hours.
Dude, man, just crank it, man. You're at 31 reviews right now. You're
Am
like
I?
20 away. Yeah. 20 more reviews, guys. That's all Benny needs.
And I mean,
book
you know,
literally
in the long
finally
run,
came out today. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm really proud of what we did here. There's a few things that I've learned in this experience that I will change for my next book that I was unaware of that happened when you write a book. But
Yeah.
and maybe Rob and I could talk about that sometime. But overall, it's been a positive experience. The book I'm very happy with. It was written by me and the team at Comicstorian. Honestly, I brought them in because I wasn't sure I could write a book, and we ended up writing like over 20,000 words over the limit what we needed to give them.
Yeah.
Which is why the book got trimmed in a weird manner. But I'm really proud of this, and I really would appreciate anyone who can pick up this book. It is on sale on Amazon. I guess Amazon always puts books on sales when they come out.
I think so, yeah.
And you know what? In the long run, too, if Benny's book does good, then he'll be happier. And if he's happier, he'll be nicer to the rest of us on the show.
Shut up, Joel!
If I'm happy, I'm less abusive to the
damn it,
rest of
Joel.
you.
I'm less abusive.
Actually, but in all
Billy's an
honesty, if
abusive.
this does sell well, the next book that I've got slated with Mango Publishing is they are going to print our graphic novel that I'm writing. I'm writing a graphic novel, and I'm going to have them print it so it can stay indie with just me. So,
Oh, dude, that is
See,
a good
I
idea,
assumed your
man.
next book was going to be a collection of erotic vampire stories because those are really popular.
And then
actually,
he
you just
sinks his
spoiled
teeth
it because
into
me and
a
Sal are
bag.
working on that on the side right now. Sal actually is a erotic vampire story like connoisseur. So he's been teaching me the ways. We've been working on that together.
Oh my
That's
god!
true.
dude. So this is
yeah.
going to be a
fan
combination between like Anne
of
Rice and
Twilights.
Pornhub.
Yep. So you've read the first chapter then, is what you're saying.
Funny enough, the forward is written by Rob on our erotic vampire. Yeah.
With illustrations by me. I'm a terrible artist, but I really got into it.
He's got stick figures porking it. All right, Joel, what's coming up next? Go ahead, give me the first topic.
Dude, I want to see a book where somebody it's a drawn book and they just draw stick figures the whole book. I want to see that.
Wasn't that like Diary of a Wimpy Kid? Like the really popular
Yeah,
books with really
that's-
simplistic illustrations?
Oh wow,
Yeah, they do that. But it's not erotic.
Not yet.
it will be. Just give it time.
When we're done.
34, guys. If
For
it
the record,
exists.
that's awesome that the reviews are getting that much closer to 50. I haven't even called my family yet. Well, because that's what they tell you when to write the book. Call your family. That's guaranteed reviews. And I'm like, I got an audience that'll probably do it, I hope.
Oh, I'm sure of it. All right, so we're gonna break into the topics.
Yeah,
If
Joel's got
everyone
the
gets
list
on
because
a-
I had to put my phone over there to charge, so I can't look at it.
So for those of you who didn't know, there was a little indie gathering, last week. You might have heard of it. It's pretty underground. It's called the San Diego Comics.
I heard that's building a lot of steam. I heard that may become a big thing, a power player.
Yeah, I
real
hope it
soon.
works out for him.
Yeah.
It's,
I don't
it's
know,
a,
man.
It's a real dark horse thing at the moment, but
Yeah, well, but in the end, that's really how conventions take off. Somebody starts out in their basement. This one it was just a local neighborhood, convention, but that's how they get big. So give this thing, 20 years, and it'll probably blow up into the biggest comic book convention in the world, to be honest.
I hear rumors that Hollywood is actually taking interest in this Comic-Con celebration here. I would worry that down the line it would be nothing but movies and TV shows, and comics would slowly be phased out. But that's just crazy. That's not going to happen.
Dude, could you imagine that? Could you imagine like movie studios showing up at a comic book convention and showing you like movie trailers and stuff?
Nah,
That'd be
never happen.
insane.
Nah, that-
What
crazy.
bizarro world are you living in, Rob?
Yeah, Rob, come on, buddy. Like, comic books are the most popular media right now.
One can dream. One can dream.
All right, so
Imagine
what's
someone
the
watching
first
this show with
realistic
like a
topic of San
sarcasm
Diego?
meter.
I think we've stalled the opening of this show by like 20 whole minutes now. Let's just let's just talk about it.
Agreed. If you were able to get through that weapons grade sarcasm we were laying down there, bunch of amazing trailers, news, all sorts of things came out of the con, and I decided that we should take them in more or less chronological order. Marvel Netflix TV was up first, and they hit us really hard with an awesome Luke Cage trailer.
Dude,
Oh.
oh my god, Old Dirty Bastard.
Dude,
like
I
the
was
best
laughing so hard when he
soundtrack
grabbed
ever.
that door and he just walked in. Like,
Oh
yes!
my god,
This is
dude,
Luke Cage
it
the way I
just
want him.
screams Luke Cage.
Screw you, Captain America. This is my shield.
Dude, I'm so hyped. I was like, yes, man, Luke Cage is coming out soon. I watched that trailer and I was like, dude, September, for the love of God, get here already.
Much
Yeah,
much like Wu-Tang, Luke Cage is for the children, and this trailer showed us why.
Oh my god, dude, I'm so hyped.
Yeah, baby, I like it raw. I love that in like just a couple minutes, because it's a short trailer, they hit home like the theme and the flavor of Luke Cage, going, this is going to be completely different than what you've seen in Jessica Jones and Daredevil.
Yep. But it still fits naturally and seamlessly in that universe. It's not like it's just a few blocks up the road.
It
down.
felt to me, honestly, like that scene itself could have fit in the middle of the Jessica Jones show where he vanished for a little while.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be fine.
Yeah. Also, too, in the trailer, he mentioned his deceased wife, which was pretty cool. Nice bit of continuity there and everything. Yeah. They're really hitting home this idea that comic Luke Cage had, and it's that idea of, if you can just police and just, take care of one neighborhood very solidly, then you're doing as much good as Iron Man and Thor flying all over the world.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, they need to send it across like that, because the problem is, if they don't give you the point of that's feasible, then it comes down to a question of, well, why is Luke Cage just containing himself there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's what I love so much about the Luke Cage character, though, is that of all the people who are currently on the Netflix series, Luke Cage stands the best chance of moving out of Netflix and into a movie.
It's true.
Because he's got super strength and bulletproof skin. I mean, that's legitimate.
Well, Jessica Jones,
he's Superman minus flight and eye lasers.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why I'm so hyped. Plus, I mean, I don't know if maybe it was just me, but watching Jessica Jones, man, it felt like Luke Cage really stole a lot of that show. Jessica Jones was cool, Purple Man was awesome, but I was hyped for Luke Cage throughout the entirety of that show.
Stole every scene he was in, that's for sure. I love the line.
It's kind of like Punisher and Daredevil season 2. Like the whole season was pretty much what the fuck is Daredevil doing? I mean, Punisher doing next? Because I don't give a shit about Daredevil.
Yeah, where's Frank? When's he gonna show up again?
Which, man, I mean, credit where credit is due for the writing. It's like, yeah, Matt, fighting ninjas, that's cool and everything. What's the Punisher up to right now?
Well, I heard they also made Matt Murdock an unsympathetic douche the entire season. So it was like, can we move on? Can we go to Frank? I like watching Frank Castle work.
Yeah.
That's why, at the end of the day, I'm not a huge fan of Matt Murdock as a person, because every Daredevil story is the same way. It's like, how douchey can we make him?
Yeah.
Or
it's
how
not,
good
it's not
can
normally
things
his story.
be?
His story is like how far can we push him to the brink of insanity and lost? It's just like in this show, he's also an unsympathetic jackass who
the best
treats everybody
Daredevil
cares about like an asshole.
The best Daredevil stories I've always liked to say are misery porn. And they get it so good to oh God, he's everything's going so wrong for him. It's so good. His life is shit.
Yeah, but it's dude, I was the exact same way. I mean, that scene, when it's like one man did this, it was awesome to me. And that's why looking at Luke Cage, I mean, I'm like the whole Netflix series I'm so excited about, and I'm really hyped to see what they do with him, because like I said, I could see Luke Cage they just bring Mighty Avengers, Volume 2, they just take that whole second run and just bring it into the movies, and you've got Luke Cage and he's leading a whole host of new heroes. Like maybe Vision stays on, he's leading the Vision, because Luke Cage is a solid, legit character, and I'm hyped.
I would rather see a Heroes for Hire kick up.
That would be cool,
not a close to Heroes for Hire, an actual Heroes for Hire kick up.
Yeah.
And I mean, Misty Knight's going to be in this show. Colleen Wing is probably going to be in the Iron Fist show. So there you go. Just put them together and you got a Heroes for Hire show.
Misty Knight's going to be in this?
Yeah.
Now here's what I'm curious about, because they'll probably replace it with in the comics she had an adamantium arm. I'm sure they'll just replace it with vibranium, which would be a great tie-in to the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
The feeling I get is I think this is Misty early in her career, so she's still in law enforcement. I imagine at some point during this season she's gonna get her arm cut off and she's gonna have to get it replaced with something.
Yeah. I mean, that's what she was. When she first showed up, she was just a beat cop, and then she became an information broker later on as part of the whole Heroes for Hire, Power Man and Iron Fist run. But
I'm the coolest afros in all of fiction.
Oh, God, yeah. That afro is amazing.
Beautiful. Beautiful every time. I'm not even joking. I actually think that's an amazing design choice. Also, I think culturally, too, this is the perfect time for Luke Cage as a show. I think it could strike a huge chord outside the comic community, because as we've seen, every Netflix show has tackled something different. Daredevil pushed violence further than we ever saw it before. Jessica Jones pushed sex further than we've ever seen it before. Luke Cage, rightly so, looks to be tapping into that whole race thing. And I know there was a bunch of think pieces outlined that I couldn't help but agree with, where it's like, wow, a bulletproof black man in America, I think now is the time for that.
I agree. I do agree. I stated my views yesterday. I hate when everything gets turned into racism or activism.
When they politicize everything. But I mean, if you were going to do that with any character, Luke Cage is the one to do it.
Yeah, and I agree with you on that one. I think Luke Cage, of all of them, at least sounds good. I just hate how everything gets turned into that.
Everything is politicized. I agree.
I'm not a fan of that.
Well, I'm kind of hoping that Luke Cage series has like a kind of like a 1970s blaxploitation feel to it. Because if it did, it would be so cool. I mean, I don't think it will, but
mother.
I'd love to see like that because that I mean like that's why like I'd watch the hell out of a Tarantino like Luke Cage movie because it would literally just be a throwback to blaxploitation. It'd be amazing.
It would be Jackie Brown, but with a dude with bulletproof.
Oh God, yes, Jackie Brown too. Oh God, I
watched
Jackie
that one last night. God, Jackie Brown's a great movie.
It is a great movie.
And even more stuff on the Netflix front because they weren't even done.
No.
They were saying there too. Punisher show is a go. We're working on that. Obviously, foregone conclusion. Daredevil season 3, like they even needed to announce it. We knew it was going to happen. And finally, a sizzle reel for the Defenders. Not a lot of footage, but they set it to an awesome Nirvana song, which okay, I'm already in. And then they showed all the different letters too.
Yeah.
And they had that was Stick who was voicing it over. He's like, you think you can save Hell's Kitchen? He's like, you can't even save yourselves.
Save yourself.
And that was so
and a big
cool.
hand envelops the title, leading you to believe that okay, so the Hand are going to be the villains for the Defenders.
I loved having that there. I feel like it was needed for the people who weren't tracking that this was going to exist, but for all of us who already are tracking that this is going to exist, it was kind of like, all right, cool, thanks.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't like a bombshell trailer, but it was also just like it was fun to see it finally acknowledged and in the wheelhouse.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
You know, there's no month, but we get the
it's real now is the thing. It's not just an idea. It's real. And also, like 50 seconds of Iron Fist. We got to see how that's coming out.
Finally! That's the one out of all of these heroes that day one I was like, I'm watching that. I mean, back when we didn't know what these shows are going to be like. And now we know. Jessica Jones, amazing. Daredevil, amazing. But Iron Fist, yes! Apparently I'm the only guy in the world who likes Iron Fist, but whatever. I love that hero.
Iron Fist is super cool.
Your opinion doesn't matter.
It can be very cool. It depends on what he's
I think the way people feel is like, we like Iron Fist when he's part of other stuff.
Yeah.
Danny on his own, man. But
I'm a little but like...
They look to have a cool direction they're taking with this. We see Danny land in the Himalayas, him getting picked up by monks. The twist is when he comes back to America, everyone thinks he's crazy, which makes sense. There was a monastery up in the mountains, I swear.
Well, they're going to retell his origin story, and out of all the superheroes that they're bringing to these shows and all this other crap, I think Danny Rand is kind of like one of the ones that needs it the most.
Yeah,
because no one knows who the hell he is. Like,
yeah. And you can't explain his origin quickly like you can Luke Cage. Prison Experiment.
Daredevil was explained in, I think, half an episode, and we moved on.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, Danny Rand, you could explain his origin really, really fast. I mean, he literally went to a monastery.
With the nature of his origin, in which he grew up with the monks and was in Kunlun, and it's this other mystical dimension, and it only appears every 10 years. Are you going to just slam all that out in a hurry? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well. Yeah, you'd have to do a little bit of work because you'd have to explain what Kunlun is and that
I'd love
for
them to start at the end and then work their way backwards, explaining what happened.
Right,
that would be cool.
Because that way,
would be cool.
I don't want to see Daredevil season 1 again, where we're a guy in Under Armour shirt for half the most of the season.
No.
Or I mean, what they could do is just leave it as an ongoing background, like for the like over the course of the episode, you just get more and more.
Half or Arrow. Yeah.
Well, you just get more and more of the background as the show goes on. Like with Jessica Jones, like you got bits and pieces of her background as the show went on.
Yeah.
Over the course of the whole show, and I could see them doing that with Danny Rand. That would make sense.
I assume they would do that with Luke Cage as well, where it's like, here's me on a case, here's me back in prison, or here's me back, on my way to prison, so you figure out where I came from and what I'm about.
Yeah.
There was another good line there. I think it was like a tagline. It was something official, but it's like, a blind man, an ex-con, a drunk, and a guy who knows kung fu. These are New York's greatest heroes. And I'm like, yep, it sure is. That's the Defenders.
Yeah. The greatest street level heroes.
I mean, overall, we don't have very much to talk about. We all know they're going to be amazing. All of these shows are going to be amazing, and that's kind of where we're at with that, isn't it? I mean, like, do we have much more to say on the Netflix shows?
No, they're great.
I mean, what we saw from the trailer with Luke Cage is what we get probably until September 30th. It'll be TV spots. That's about as much as we get. I think.
Here's a question: did we hear any rumblings on that rumor of Netflix doing something with Ghost Rider?
No.
Okay. What's the
But
next
we
topic
did
on
get
the list?
more on
Because I'm
Ghost
sure
Rider
you have the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Ghost Rider already in there.
Again, I'm doing it in chronological order because next up was the DC movie thing, and we got the Wonder Woman trailer.
You know what? I was iffy thanks to Batman v Superman. I was that we were going to edit.
We all were,
and we still might be just trailers looking amazing. But the Wonder Woman and the Justice League trailer, I got excited for that. That looked
Yeah,
like a
they're
fun
fantastic.
Dude.
Wonder
superhero
Woman
movie.
looks like a film.
Yeah.
Looks like a real movie.
It looks like Wonder Woman looks like a movie that could exist before Man of Steel, and I don't mean like it's set before Man of Steel. I mean before they like DC even started making movies. Like it looks like it could have been made over the last 30 years.
Yeah.
Like it totally works on its own, which is kind of proof that like what the hell were you doing for the last 60 years, Warner Brothers? But like, it looks like a legitimate film, and it doesn't look like there was no hint of like trying to tie it into anything or
which
being
is
part of a
good.
larger world. It was just like, we're doing Wonder Woman. Here is the whole damn thing. And it looks fantastic.
I'm
Well,
excited
what was
because
jarring was that hilarious guitar lick.
Oh yeah. Her theme. Why is Wonder Woman's theme so rockin'? Like,
I
it's a
love
good
her theme.
Dude,
it's a
I
great theme.
love
It's
it.
a great theme. It doesn't fit anywhere it's been used.
Yeah,
it doesn't
because-
fit in the trailer. It doesn't fit in with the
No,
movie.
dude, no. I think it fits perfect, man. Like when I was watching the trailer for Batman vs Superman, and they had that theme when she showed up. Like that was the exact same thing I thought. I was like, no, dude, that trailer, that section is perfect.
It gets you hyped up, but it doesn't make me think Amazon, because as we all know, the ancient Greek Amazons, poetry, literature, electric guitar solos.
and sweet licks.
I would have
I
assumed
don't
that the
know.
electric guitar honestly would have gone with Batman, but I'm cool with it being with Wonder Woman. But I would have assumed Batman of any of them.
It's a
Batman's
good
most
theme.
metal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Also, can we talk about how much better the whip looks or the lasso looks when she's not
Yes.
fighting a cave troll monster?
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Dude, I saw that. I was like, dude, just the golden lasso tree. It just shines like the sun. Like it looks amazing. But see, here was the thing. See, I saw the trailer and I took to Twitter. I was like, yes, Wonder Woman, being a secretary is like being a slave. Because I saw that section and I was like, that's what I would say. I'd be like, yes, Wonder Woman, that's exactly what it is. And it's funny to me because like an Amazonian showing up in normal society, like that's her gut reaction, because a woman's like, well, I do what he tells me to. And I'm just like that I thought was perfect. Because what I was afraid of was that it was going to be like Wonder Woman is like from Amazon and she's in the rest of the world, but like she'd have a general understanding of how the world works. But like that little section right there is her like, I have no idea how the world works.
It's
All I
a
know
coming
is what
to
people tell
America
me.
bit.
Exactly, and that's why like that little scene right there, I think captures her character perfectly, because she has no clue what's going on in the world. She's just like, I've been in Themyscira my whole life, and I have no clue what this world is like. She gets here and everything, it's all new to her. It's all Greek to her.
Well,
And
I see what you did there.
That's always something that I've always kind of been bothered by the Wonder Woman plot, where she shows up in this man's world, and they do little nods to, she doesn't know what ice cream is, like in the TV shows and stuff like that.
That was just horribly handled. That was Jeff Johns' Justice League origin, and that like she was just a waste in that book.
But what I'm saying is like, like she should know nothing. You shouldn't just do one off like, oh, I understand your laws, but what is ice cream? That's not how that works.
No, she should have
It's
no
like
context for what this universe.
Yeah, it's like the
what this-
Themyscira. That they have books, they have telescopes, they know what's up. They might not know culturally what's up, but they're not dumb.
Right.
so
I mean,
it's sorry, go ahead.
Well, she won't understand social convention, which allows you to have all the hilarious jokes from Thor in this movie.
Yeah.
You get that. I mean, like, it's going to be fine. It's going to be really cool. I think it'll be a good blend of action and humor, which is exactly what we need.
What they
Well,
need.
and I'm also excited that, so we had Superman, and then Superman 2 turned into a Batman v Superman movie. Okay. But what I'm really happy about is the fact that it looks like they're finally going to start being like, okay, we've established it's a shared universe, we've established we're all in the same thing, but just like Marvel, we're going to start telling stories that fit into the universe, but they don't rely on the universe.
Yeah.
Yes, man.
Which
Dude,
is clever.
Dude, as soon as I saw this trailer, I was sitting here watching this and like I turned it off. I was like, why didn't they start with this? Like, if instead of Man of Steel, they started with Wonder Woman, because there's a million Superman movies out there in animation and live
Some
action.
good,
There's
some bad, some
some
terrible.
good, some bad. It ranges. Superman 1 with Christopher Reeves was amazing. The other ones were meh, whatever. I thought Man of Steel was pretty good. But if they had said, hey guys, we're literally kicking off the DC live action universe in the 21st century with Wonder Woman, and this was the movie they released, I would be like, all right, we're in business, because this movie looks like it's going to be amazing.
You want the answer to that question, Rob. 1, they wanted Avengers money now. 2, they tried to launch the live action DC universe with Green Lantern, and that was a steaming failure. So they're like, okay, no more unknown heroes ever again. Only Batman and Superman.
And I think that Warner Brothers Slash has this really, really antiquated view of what people want, and whether or not like female superheroes are reliable and successful. I mean, just look at like the action figure problem in any superhero movie like franchise. But the fact that like they couldn't have launched a Wonder Woman movie because for Warner Brothers, they were like, does anyone really even want one? And they needed to make a Batman v Superman movie and then shoehorn Wonder Woman in, and she's tacked onto that movie so they could be like, do you want this? Is this something you would be okay with? And then when people were like, that was awesome, everything she was in, because she was only in 80 collective seconds worth of movie, was really, really cool. Like you can just say like this is a success. You can take that to a boardroom full of people with money and say this is successful.
Yeah, look at the reaction online.
Yeah, look at the response. You can make a franchise out of this. As opposed to like, I don't know, we're stabbing in the dark. They rarely do that, and when they do, then they drop 68% in the second week of its release.
What does it say about me as a fan that I nerded out harder than anything when I saw Etta Candy? Like, he's that funny character from the Golden Age. I know that. That's cool. I
liked that. I liked her moment. I thought it was funny. And I'm like, hopefully it won't be really annoying.
I nerded out, then I got really sad because I'm like, oh, this is a World War I period piece. That means she's going to be dead by the time Justice League comes around. Shit.
Yeah, speaking of Justice League, let's go ahead and move with it.
Be her daughter or granddaughter.
That do the Sharon Carter thing, but it's like, oh, here's Etta Candy Jr., who's just like her mother and played by the same actress. Pull one of them. But yes, Justice League, that was another thing that happened. I was not expecting to see footage from Justice League at Comic-Con this year.
No.
Yeah, me neither. I'm actually pretty amazed. Here's the ironic thing to me. Here's what I want to know, because I noticed they left out Superman, but on the posters he's everywhere.
He dead.
Yeah. He's supposedly dead, but on the posters he's part of the Justice League. So here's my question: is how's he going to come back?
He's coming back in the final act to beat up Steppenwolf when they all lose. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like I know that he came back in the comics from being in his Kryptonian coma, whatever. But my question, see, that was kind of interesting because it felt like a damned if you do, damned if you don't. If you left Superman out, people are going to say, well, where's Superman? Like, isn't he supposed to be on there? Because the posters show him. But then if they did show him, they're going to say, well, then, like, how did he get there? And at that point, I think it was better to just kind of play it safe and just leave him out, because then emphasis would be on, oh my God, look at that, like Aquaman, like he looks so badass. The guy talks to fish, whatever. I don't care what you say, but it's like, it's cool. He's going to be badass. I like the whole Batman thing, but the only question I had, and maybe things kind of changed, maybe the trailer is not a real indication, but I thought the Aquaman hype was unite the seven. Like Aquaman brings them together, and it looks like Batman's bringing them together. So I'm kind of curious how that goes.
I think the problem with the Aquaman and why I actually think he's going to be in a minor role like Wonder Woman was in the previous movie, because I think they're worried. Aquaman, okay, at least Wonder Woman, everyone knows is a badass, and you're just dealing with the women stereotype. They don't want, nobody's going to trust a woman. That's what they're going with, right? But with Aquaman, he's got like 60 years of everyone just tearing into him because he talks
being
to
a
fish.
whipping boy.
In the Aquaman Rebirth, they talk about it.
He has the worst version of the Batman problem, which is that, anytime you talk to anyone, and for some reason for the last 30 years it's been someone over 40, but every time you talk to somebody about Batman, they're like, yeah, Batman, fucking Adam West, Zam Biff Powell. Like, it was a 2-year show 40 years ago. People are still think that Batman is lame because of that stupid Adam West show.
The cultural zeitgeist.
Yeah, Aquaman has been the butt of, like, for as lame as the Batman 66 show was, and like I'm sorry everybody who really loves that show. It was silly, and like, you know what?
As long as you admit that, it's a great show.
You just pissed off my dad, Sal. That's my dad's favorite version of Batman.
But of course it is, because like your dad isn't reading comics. Dark Knight Returns is transcendental. He's like, why is this jokey character so angry?
Why doesn't Batman dance anymore?
Yeah, because his parents were murdered in front of him. Whatever. So like,
I like jokey Bruce Wayne though.
But with Aquaman, like he never got a Dark Knight Returns. He never got like culturally he's a joke forever.
Yeah.
And
even though he's run consistently and been a part of the universe consistently,
which is why in this like fun, cool, enjoyable trailer, Aquaman is drinking himself into a coma.
He drinks the Jack, bro.
Yeah, you know what would be the funniest thing in the world if the reason he is drinking is that town considers him a joke.
Ah,
Yeah.
that would be pretty good.
Here was the other thing too. Like, if they want to
Go
get rid of
meta.
that stigma, because if you consider Aquaman to be a joke and you want him to be taken seriously, you do not cast Jason Momoa. You cast a goofy character.
Yeah.
But Jason Momoa looks like a badass. If I saw him walking towards me on the street with an angry expression on his face, I'd cross to the other side.
Plus,
Like,
he's dressed like some sort of Norwegian biker
dude,
now.
Yeah, he's dressed like Conan, who's been living in Norway.
He is Conan.
And so- yeah, I know he is Conan, but I'm just saying, like, and then in the trailer you have Bruce Wayne make a joke about how he talks to fish. Now,
Right.
it may be that right after he makes that joke, Jason Momoa beats the shit out of him. I have no idea if that's the case, but the fact remains that you avoid that kind of stigma, especially when you make a guy that badass. Now, again, it depends. It could just be that they make a joke out of it because they make a joke, everybody laughs. Well, it's not that bad, and nobody really makes fun of him anymore. I doubt that will happen, but. It's as far as I'm concerned, I'm with Sal on this one. Like, it's Aquaman. The stigma of Aquaman talking to fish, it's never going to go away. That's
The only way you could have done it is if
Yeah.
you did what Marvel did with Ant-Man, and that is you lean into the silliness and make it part of the character.
Yeah.
yeah.
And I think I think that DC is going to do, or Warner Brothers is going to do what they've done with DC Comics, which is they just have Batman. They just have Aquaman. They give every cool moment, any really, really super badass warrior moment, they just give it to Aquaman to try and like diffuse any silliness, so that when he shows up, like riding a great white shark and like bites the head off a parademon, and then says, "I don't talk to fish," addressing it head on. You also establish like, yo, this guy's a bro, man. He's freaking awesome, dude.
Look at his muscles, bro.
He drinks the Red Bull, and he's just such a badass bro, man.
What would you do if he did? Like, he just out of the blue, ultimate product placement. He grabs a monster. He's like, I drink Monster.
I would leave the theater.
I would be like,
I would ask for a
fuck
refund.
Yeah. No, I would be like, you know what? Good on you, Warner Brothers. Like, fuck yeah, get that money. Get that monster money.
Hey, it ain't an IHOP and it ain't a Jolly Rancher, so who knows?
The IHOP was the most offensive and egregious product placement I'd seen in a legitimate
it's a
movie.
plot point.
Yeah, so much so that they literally were like, no, there's an actual iconic Superman character. We're going to make him an IHOP manager.
Why not? All right, well, then let's move over to the discussions of The Flash. I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty reserved in the idea of Ezra Miller. I was kind of like, why don't we use Grant Gustin? Why don't we use Grant Gustin? Once I saw him in the role, I was kind of like, all right, works for me.
He's filling a
He's having
very
a nice time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't care if it's a different guy, only because like he's not brooding, angry, and miserable.
Mhm. He's filling a very necessary void in these DC movies. He brings a youthful exuberance and positivity that we have not seen. And also, he's younger, too, so he's kind of a POV character in a movie filled with old people. Bruce is in his 50s. Clark is old. Wonder Woman's like hundreds of years old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nice to have a young person.
I liked the couple jokes that he had in there.
Yeah.
I liked him. I would prefer Grant Gustin, but if
He's
we're
more
gonna get Ezra
Wally
Miller,
than he is Barry, but whatever.
yeah, he didn't.
And
He
they
didn't
could have
seem
just as
terrible.
easily done that.
Yeah, made Wally West. But the problem is that
I
would
did
have
love
thrown
the
people
joke, by
off.
the way. Just, I want to keep this. Can I keep this
Oh, yeah.
battering?
Yeah.
Can I do this
Like
better?
too.
Yeah.
That whole interaction. No, and he's like, I'm putting together a team. I'm in.
He's like,
What do you mean?
no, I'm in. I'm in. It's cool.
I don't have any friends. I'm like,
It's-
that's awesome.
All right, so all right, somebody explain this to me, by the way. So why do people want Wally West in the movies? Why not Barry Allen?
Because we have a Barry Allen on
We have
TV.
Barry.
Yeah, but you also
He's
have a
good.
Wally West on TV.
Yeah,
He's
Yeah, but
literally going to be Kid Flash in the next season.
he is.
Yeah, we have two Wally West now.
Yeah, in the comics.
So-
So why not split it up and have two elsewhere?
I mean, I like the idea of having Barry Allen was the original Flash. Well, not really the original Flash, but he's the Flash that
Fine.
he's the Flash that made Flash the Flash standard, basically.
Yep.
He's the Flash standard, and I mean I like having that Barry Allen. I think there's something to say. There's something to be said, especially when you have the like legacy characters is all they are. You got Batman, you got Superman, you got Wonder Woman, you got Aquaman. You got to have Barry Allen. It wouldn't make any sense to have Wally West. He would feel like a fish out of water. He'd be out of place.
Yeah.
It would seem weird
I
to me.
agree. I'm just saying, it's like,
Yeah.
it's too bad they couldn't get Grant Gustin. If they wanted to if they wanted to bring the universes together, like the
they
like the
don't.
TV and the movie, they'd have to make two different Flashes. They're not going to do that, so they're going to make two different Barrys.
Now, I could see them coming after and saying like the next generation of DC movies after this, like Justice League 2, I could see Wally West, just like I could see, more youthful characters, other versions of characters, Impulse, make like a whole bunch of that would be a really cool thing. Literally take the Flash Rebirth concept and turn it into a line of films. Like that to me would be cool. And then you've got all that kind of stuff running in. But
did anyone else appreciate the fact that Bruce Wayne, when he's not in the bat suit, is kind of awkward interacting with regular people like Barry? I like that idea that when he's not dressed up like a bat punching people, he doesn't know what to do with himself.
Yeah.
I liked a more lighthearted Batman who looked grizzled in general. Like you could see like a lighter side to him, not like he's not like, I hate everyone with powers.
Yeah. Well, everybody in the movie was smiling except for Aquaman.
Yeah. I think Sal said it better than anyone else in his own video, where you were talking about, I like that they're actually trying to make me enjoy this for a change instead of trying to make me take it seriously.
Yeah. Well, it's because, and the reason why I cite that is because like the one thing that everyone kind of agrees doesn't work in the DC universe isn't in this movie. And that's Superman.
Which, how hilarious is that? It got lighter and sunnier and jokier once that ball and chain Superman died.
Dude never smiles unless he's getting laid in any of those movies.
Well,
yeah.
In all honesty,
in
all honesty, wouldn't you be smiling if you were getting laid? I'm just throwing it out there.
I mean, yes, don't we all? Superman.
Well, but I mean, like when you're getting laid, are you just kind of like, well,
meh.
This
Meh.
No, I'm not Batman.
I don't.
No, Batman. I can see Batman right now. Just say your name's Martha. Say.
Bring his weird Oedipal complex full circle.
I'm just saying. I mean, like I could see Batman grimacing while he's getting just with a frown on his face while he's getting laid. Like Christ Almighty, Bruce, is it that bad?
I mean, I don't know if you saw The Killing Joke, but when him and Batgirl were getting it on, his face went like, okay.
I accept this.
And then he sounded like Sling Blade when he said, no,
Gravy and butter.
Fried potatoes.
I can see that with Batman just grimacing the whole time. It's like, good God, man, lighten up for once. Jesus, you're getting laid. Right?
Even in the happiest day, it was like, I've never been having more fun. Couldn't you tell? This is my fun face.
This is my fun face.
but like back to the topic on Ezra Miller. I like Ezra Miller. I think he'd be a kind of a good Flash. I'm curious to see how he does. Knowing we're not going to get Grant Gustin and with the whole like mourning phase out of the way now.
That's over.
I'm curious to see how Ezra Miller. I think he'll do fine. I mean, like any actor, he's a product of the script that he's given, and I'm curious to see how he does. Oh, Repo Manist, subscribe.
We just got another subscriber. Rob, give him this. There we go.
Splooge.
That's bringing us. That's one step closer to our goal of 100 subscribers for today, guys. That's what we're looking for today. I think we need three more. If you could spare $5 for a day, for a month, 3 more subs is all we need. And while you're at it, if you can spare $12, there's a link to my book. It's only $12. You can buy my book, give it a review. I would love you forever. And I'll bring cookies.
Yeah, we need like how many reviews are you at now? We need like 20 more reviews, I think.
We are at 31. We've got no more reviews since I last saw it.
Okay.
So we need 19 more reviews, guys. 19 more. But before we switch off of Justice League, because Rob interrupted what was being said right there, I do want to say before we switch off of Justice League. No, it's not bad. I just want to say,
Rob, you son of a bitch.
I want to go over the costumes because
yes,
Cyborg looked good with that weird boxy because I expect that to be Cyborg. I don't know if I like the Flash's version of that.
He's the best Power Ranger. He's better than the actual Power Ranger costumes we're getting. That made me pull out my hair. I'm like, why does he look better than the new Power Ranger costumes?
I mean, it was interesting. I'll give it that. Not sure how I felt about that. I just don't. Well, I mean,
I have no complaints. I just love because he kind of does, but at the same time, like whatever. I'll reserve judgment until I see him running.
Oh, we just got another subscriber. Hold on, we'll talk about him running in a second. But we got another one from Brown Dog 40. He subscribed. Splooge.
Bring that good.
No, okay.
We got Warfield 44 just subscribed.
Splooge.
It's a double splooging. It's a double.
I'm almost at a splooge. I'm almost. No.
I think that legitimately brings us to one more sub. I think we need one.
Hold on, I need to refill my splooge. Give me 1 second.
We need one more sub, guys. One more.
We'll wait. We'll hold the show hostage for one more.
No one's talking. Okay, well, actually, so with the Flash, the costume was okay. I wasn't a huge fan of it. Another thing that made me interesting about the Flash thing, the lightning at least looked right, but the costume didn't. Like, why can't we just get everything?
He's surrounded by lightning. He's constantly in a lightning storm. Every time he uses his powers, lightning. It's just everywhere.
Interesting, I guess.
I'm not a fan, but I'd also
what's more badass?
We got
than
the last
speed,
step,
bro?
guys. The Goodman 13. Go, Rob. Go. Rob's muted. He's splooging in silence.
Oh no, not silent splooge.
Rob, you're muted.
Oh, I had my silence. Splooge.
There we go.
I get what you guys are saying about Ezra Miller's costume. Because the great thing about Grant Gustin's costume
And
is
another one, that silly kitty. Sorry, we're just going to keep interrupting.
Splooge.
For the record, guys, every time you subscribe, we have to keep the show going because this is all support for the show, so we have to keep going. We're going to give your topics to you, but thank you guys so much.
So train hype.
And don't forget, yes, that was our goal today, but we do need as many subs as possible. It's how we bring you these shows. So yes, we hit our goal today, but if you can spare it, that will get you more shows. Maybe if we can get enough money, we'll just have like Elseworlds Exchange streamed here. We'll just pay Sal more money to do it here.
And then Sal will in turn pay his co-host.
No, Joel, you're never going to make money from this gig. I'm just saying right now.
Damn it! You're not the first one to say that.
Just a heads up, when we pay Sal for Comic Pop's participation, that already gets divided massively.
Ouch.
But no, okay. So with Ezra Miller's costume, I get what you guys are saying because with Grant Gustin and the Flash TV show, it looks like you can actually move. Like
it's
move
leather, which I don't like on Grant Gustin, but at least it looks like the costume. Well, I feel like Ezra Miller's, like you said, looks like a Power Ranger.
It does. It looks like he can't
Injustice.
hardly move his arms. Like he'd be walking around like a tank, and that kind of thing. And I guess that's kind of cool, but it looks more high tech, which I guess is what they're kind of going for, is a more like modern day feel. But at the same time, we're talking about iconic characters in comics, and I don't think it could hurt to tie into that iconic character costume, that's fabric and is maneuverable and is not really like
These characters have maintained for 75 years because of their iconic costumes. Don't feel like you have to reinvent the wheel every time, guys.
Exactly.
I can't even argue with that. That right there is a good point. I don't like how they right now they're reinventing, like the Flash's costume's gone through like 4 renovations in the last 4 years.
Yep.
Yeah, but if you walk up to anybody who is in tune with pop culture, and you say like, whose costume is this? They're going to say, oh, that's the Flash.
Yeah.
They right off the bat, they know who the Flash costume is. Superman, so on and so forth. Even people that are not in touch with pop culture know Batman and so on and so forth. So they're iconic costumes, and I don't think it could hurt to sort of like pay homage to that heritage and say, hey, look, guys, yes, we could do it more high tech, but these folks have been around for 70, almost 100 years. We got to do the old school stuff.
I imagine some Hollywood costume designers like, no, I need to put my own stamp on it. I need to put my own finger. I just can't do the thing from the comic because then I'll have done nothing.
No, I mean, I've always had a problem with that, but at the same time, I don't mind when they put their stamp on it. What I don't like is when they go to the extreme of putting their stamp on it, like bat nipples and cod pieces. Like, that is not in Batman. Please don't do that.
It's a little much.
Bat nipples. I'll never forget that.
Right.
Nobody, the world will never forget that.
So before we move on to the next topic on the list, I think that pretty much covers it for the Justice League thing, doesn't it?
Yeah, for the most part.
Before we move on to the next one, I already warned you guys this was going to happen. I already did. Just a heads up, my book officially came out today. The Rise of Comic Book Movies by Benny Potter, Dan Rumbles, and Jason Keene. I'm not going to spend much time on it this time, but if you've got the money to spare, if you want to support me, this is directly for me. This is not for the weekly poll. But if you have the money to spare or the time to write up a review because you bought it elsewhere, more than I would be so thankful to you. I really would. Right now, I'm trying to get the sales on this one up along with the reviews so that I can get approval on my graphic novel to get that printed, which I'm sure most people will like more than this book. I did a really good job with this book. I'm really proud on it, but come on, I know our audience. They want comics.
Word.
I mean, it's like I'm gonna go out and get it as soon as we're done here. Like I'm gonna run out to
I
Barnes
went
and
to
Noble
mine
and
and
buy
I
it.
couldn't find it, so I kind of left it alone. I'm gonna go check on it again after this. So.
Yeah.
It's gonna come back every couple hours. Is it here yet? No,
Well,
is it here
they
yet?
didn't put it out yet, I don't think. So, but whatever.
Oh, okay.
Put my book out, damn it.
All right, so what's the next topic on the agenda then?
Well, it's funny. We were talking about the Flash TV show. That's very fitting because they also dropped the trailer for Flash Season 3. And yeah, they're going full on Flashpoint. Also, Dr. Alchemy is going to be in it, who seems to be the overarching villain this season.
Dr. Alchemy?
Yeah, Dr. Alchemy. A character who, when you read his powers, is way more interesting than he's ever been shown. He can literally change the chemical makeup of anything. He can basically make the Philosopher's Stone. And yet they never go that route in the comics, where it's like, this guy is basically a god. He can make something out of nothing.
Yeah.
This is also a weird, dark Flashpoint future wherein Cisco Ramon is now the head of Star Labs. It's called Ramon Industries, and he's a big, rich D-bag now. Iris and Barry don't know each other. His mom and dad are both alive.
Watching the trailer for it, I'll be honest, man, I was kind of disappointed about Eobard Thawne being held in prison. And here's the reason why.
We don't know how he got there, though.
We don't know how he got there, but I wanted to see Flashpoint happen for for 4 or 5 episodes, which I'm pretty sure it'll be like a 3 or 4 or 5 episode long thing.
Or
and at the end of the
whole
first
season.
Maybe the whole season, but like at some point, like Eobard Thawne just shows up like he did in the comic, looks at Barry Allen and says, "Look what you did." Like, I wanted to see that because to me that's my favorite moment from Flashpoint is when Eobard Thawne shows up and it's like, "This is all your fault, Flash. Like you saved your mom's life and you caused this reality." And like that I wanted to see. I saw Eobard Thawne in the prison and I was like, man, that's disappointing. That's
He even names it the Flashpoint, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Well, here's my question that I got from that, because that looked like more than 1 or 2 episodes, which is what we initially thought the Flashpoint was going to be. We thought it would be 1 or 2 episodes, start the season off, end the season, Supergirl and everyone's in the right universe, and boom, we're good to go.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
that
I guarantee
looks like it might go a lot longer, so the question I have now is, what does that mean? Like, are we going to have a whole season of the alternate dimension?
It certainly seems like they're going that way, and if so, that's pretty ballsy.
That would be pretty ballsy to completely change everything for a whole season, then bring back the characters you know and love.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's a smart idea. I mean, because at the end of the day, here's a question you got to ask. At the end of the last season, where do you go? I mean, you've had you've had 2 villains who are both Flash-based villains that have Speed Force powers.
They both men who try and become mentors
to the Guerrilla War.
Exactly.
I feel like this exactly to go to Guerrilla Warfare.
That would be cool to do something with Gorilla Grodd. But the issue with Gorilla Grodd is, aside from being a mindless villain that was used, despite his telepathy and his so on and so forth, they've never done anything with him. Like, there's no build up there. He's literally just an experiment. He showed up a couple times.
Oh, you mean in the show? They dropped him off in like Gorilla City, so he could come back with Guerrilla Warfare, which is
with an army of gorillas. Yeah.
But the issue here is like, why? Why would he come back? Well, because the Flash rescued Caitlin Frost. That's not reason enough.
No. The plot in the comic for Guerrilla Warfare is he discovers a way to steal Flash's speed and tap into the Speed Force.
See, I never read Guerrilla Warfare.
There's another good idea.
Okay.
Also, too, you're talking about how we've had 2 villainous speedsters in the last 2 seasons. We have another new speedster here, maybe hero, maybe villain. It's a guy dressed in a black suit, possibly the Black Racer, probably not. No word on his identity.
Everyone's saying that. I think it's Daniel West.
Okay, you think so?
That's a good theory. You know who my theory is? It's Eddie, because if the world got set back the way it is, that means Eddie is alive. Eddie was Hunter Zolman in the comic, and he was a speedster, so maybe now Eddie finally gets to be a speedster.
I mean, that could be it.
I don't know.
I kept thinking all last season Reverse Flash is going to take off his mask and it's going to be evil Eddie Thawne. That way they could bring the Hunter Zolman cop thing full circle. They never did, but they still have him in their back pocket.
I know they're the Black Flash guy is probably the villain of the season, and he's probably a speedster villain. If we do another speedster villain, then it's getting a little much. Like,
and repetitive.
If it's just a minor plot point of Wally West is fighting his uncle Daniel West, cool. If it's the Black Flash showing up for an episode or 2 to take Wally West's life because he's supposed to die in the timeline and Barry saved him, cool. But if it's just like, here's another 24 episodes of an evil speedster,
I gotta run faster to be.
Yeah, I gotta go even
faster.
Well, see, that's kind of the issue you run into with something like Flashpoint. The reason why the Flashpoint story succeeded is because it was a line-wide event. It involved everybody. Aquaman was at war with the Amazonian or Themyscirans, or whatever it is, Amazons. It crossed everything over. Bruce Wayne was dead. His mom was a Joker. His father was Batman. I mean,
Batman.
The goddamn Batman, dude. It involved everybody. With the Flash TV show, got the Flash cast.
He could have some
I mean-
focus bits. I imagine Amel might drop by for a bit. Maybe the Legends of Tomorrow guys.
No, actually,
Good, man.
supposedly, and I don't know how true this is. I heard it through some other podcasting stuff, but like they're not supposed to be in it at all.
Oh,
The
Wow.
other shows, and that right there would have been amazing to see the other shows in this. Like, I don't know why we don't have Supergirl. We don't have a version of Kara. We don't have a version of the cat. Like, that would be a
that's really weird.
Yeah, supposedly they're not involved at all, and I'm like,
imagine how cool it would be if Supergirl in the Flash show was like how Superman was in the Flashpoint, where Barry finds her and she's all emaciated and a prisoner of the government and everything.
so she
Yeah.
would just be an
Yeah.
anorexic
Disappointed
version
they
of
didn't do
Melissa
that.
Benoit.
Aw, that's funny but sad too.
No, I mean, that's with Supergirl. I don't know whether or not Flashpoint was made in light of the Supergirl deal, or if she's just going to be rolled in because of it.
I have a
But she will
feeling
be
it was
rolled in
already
by
happening.
virtue.
I have a feeling it was
see,
already
see-
happening, but it makes the perfect excuse.
See, to me, that made sense because the deal wasn't announced until like 3 episodes before the end of season 3, and I guarantee the end of season 2, and I guarantee they have season 3 planned out long before season 2 probably before it even began, to be quite frank.
You would
And so
hope.
I'm curious, but like she'll come afterwards. But I got to tell you, man, if it's true, if what the rumor mill's turning out, if it's true that there's no one in here but the Flash cast, Flashpoint's going to be 3 or 4 episodes long, because if you drag it out any more than that, it's going to be boring. It's just going to drag on forever and ever and ever. And
Of course,
so,
in rewritten universe, you can bring back anyone, even people who have
Shadow
died before.
Kaiser 11 says that in the
That's
Arrow
true.
universe, in the Arrow panel, Diggle did say that his character would be affected. So
Oh,
it has been officially confirmed then that it will affect Arrow. Okay.
Maybe they'll
Oh,
do
okay.
like one Flashpoint episode per show that
Maybe.
isn't related to Flash.
that would be
You,
cool.
you know,
Be
you know
tired.
what I think is going on though, and I think kind of what you said. If you feel the season wrapped up, and then out of the blue, he decided he was going to go do the Flashpoint situation.
It felt
I
a
have
little
feeling,
tacked.
I have a feeling that it was tacked on for Supergirl. Because how hard would it have been to call in Grant Gustin to do a quick shot in front of the house of the set? Because really
Yeah.
all it was.
Yeah.
Very
It
easy.
wasn't related to the plot at all. It was just, I'm going to go fix this.
I've decided now that I am upset and will do the thing.
I honestly felt like it went a little against what we were revealing in the season of him learning you can't fuck with all the timelines because the wraiths or time wraiths show up and fuck with you.
and kill you
Yeah.
every time.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
So
I don't know, but
You want
I mean,
wraith trouble, do you?
yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's it's interesting to me because I will say this: I don't care how it turns out. I'm going to watch the hell out of it because
God, yeah.
because the Flash is probably the best damn TV show out right now. But
Oh, yeah.
The best CW
by the
show,
way,
without a doubt.
by the way, I'm sorry, I got to sidetrack for a second. Benny,
what?
I just finished watching what is it, Stranger Things? or
Oh,
whatever it is.
amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Dude, it's so good.
So good.
I've had
Dude,
no time
11
to
was
watch
such a
anything.
good character.
Rob,
Still
I
have
thought you were going to
Vulture.
say, Benny, I just discovered you released a book, and if and everybody wants to support you and this book, then they'll click the link in the description right here that Benny just put in there to get his book, and they'll buy it and give it a review. That's what I
Dude,
thought you
that's
were going
such
to
a
say.
good idea. That's such a good idea. I should have thought of that. I should have thought of that. But now that you say it, that is actually a really good idea to click on the link in the chat right now and to go and buy that book and to offer a review talking about how much you loved it.
No, because Benny will be the happiest camper in the entire world. And at the end of this, I will go ahead and read more of those reviews off if you leave a review. And they did brought up a good point. Don't spoil it. It's too new of a show. But no, it is pretty amazing.
No. We're not going to spoil it. Just suffice it to say, if you ever saw the movie 8mm by Steven Spielberg, it feels very much like that. Like,
Nice.
was it 8mm? Is that what it was?
Yes.
The one that he did with the monster movie?
That's 7.
Oh.
That's crap.
Oh,
8
8
millimeter.
Yeah. Okay, 8mm. Yeah, because I know there's 8mm, and then that crazy ass movie that Nicolas Cage did.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
thinking the Nicolas
Super
Cage
Super
one.
weird
Super
as
8.
shit.
8 millimeters.
8 millimeter was a great movie.
Yeah.
See 8 millimeter.
Don't go see 8
Super
millimeter.
8.
Super 8.
Where?
That's what it
Oh,
is.
hold on. Dexter
What a
Morgan has an emote for sellout. Where does that even come from? I want
Yeah,
that
Where
one.
did you get that?
Well, now if you subscribe to somebody else, he can use it all around. But dude, hell yeah, sell out shit, man. Making that books. Like, you guys have no idea how.
No,
awesome it is
hold
to be
on.
able to make a
Sellout
book.
would imply that I'm promoting a product that I would not otherwise have a hand in, and they're just paying me a lot of money.
Oh.
I wrote this. This
You
is my
made it.
book. That's not a sellout. I wrote the book.
You made it.
Oh, it's
Sellout is
the
what
movie.
people have been saying Metallica has been doing for years.
Yeah.
Super 8 was by J.J. Abrams. So not only did I have the name wrong, I
got
had
the
the
director
director
the
wrong.
director wrong too. Yeah.
I had it all wrong. All of it was wrong.
But then
Don't
again,
worry, don't
Abrams
worry.
is
In my,
just
It's like an actually successful Super 8.
Well,
Yeah.
like J.J. Abrams was influenced by Steven Spielberg, I think, when he made that movie anyway. So
Don't worry,
Yeah.
in my
Cookie
Killing
cuttering
Joke
other
review,
directors.
only like one person caught it, but I called Kevin Conroy Kevin Conway.
oh
Which is
yeah.
a completely different guy, Kevin Conway.
I know. Is there even a Kevin Conway? I know there's someone Conway.
I think there is.
Conway, who was a comedian.
Mr. Tim Conway.
I have no idea.
He did all those variety shows back in the day, Tim Conway.
Oh, but
So
But
Flash.
anyway, yeah. So I'm excited for Flash season 3. You know, I'm really hyped to see where it goes. You know, I'm a little iffy on Flashpoint. It feels like either it could be really good or it could drag on. I think it kind of brings in the lingering question of where do you go after season 2? Do we really get more Flash villains? Because I think it's time to expand the landscape and offer us a little more meat and potatoes besides what we've seen so far.
Anywhere after Flashpoint, they should
can.
take every advantage to like clean up continuity, throw away stuff that didn't work, fix a few things that maybe like they went astray with, add new characters,
Bring
maybe
back
a
to
few
life
back.
a few characters that he accidentally killed when he started. Bring them back.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
fix,
Bring back Multiplex and Atom Smasher.
that's a good idea. I
Edge
mean,
needs work.
well, yeah, because dude, oh my God, you really could do a whole lot. Hell, man, just set up Crisis on Infinite Earths and call it a day. You know?
They did set that up. I mean, like, yeah.
No, I mean, like, just have the Anti-Monitor show up and just start
Oh
eating
my God.
universes.
Now, here's my thing too. I wonder, because we're doing Flashpoint universe, will we get to see Citizen Cold? Will Snart be a good guy in this universe if they're doing? I would love to, because he's already kind of a good guy on Legends of Tomorrow. It would be fun to see them play with that idea, where he actually has to team up with Barry. I'd like that.
I don't know. I have no idea what he is in Legends of Tomorrow because I don't watch that show anymore.
He's a good guy in a bad show, is what
I
he
need to get back into it.
Part of me wants to finish Legends tomorrow. Another thing that I'm excited about, which is actually going to be happening very soon. Supergirl's going to Hulu with the rest of the shows, so I can actually watch the season and not complain about an advertisement every 5 goddamn minutes. CBS. Okay, anyway.
You didn't miss much with Legends. The hot new rumor for Legends today is, for season 2, they're going to be fighting the Legion of Doom, apparently. But
who
probably
cares about
none of the members of the Legion of Doom that
No
you know or
one-
care about.
Yeah. No one
Yeah.
they fight their own version of it.
Wait,
Legion of Doom
why are
third
they
stringers?
doing that? Oh my god.
Well, because they're also working in the Justice Society. Because, the Justice Society battled the Legion of Doom.
Oh yeah.
Look, man,
my
like the
God.
only person I care about from Justice Society is Jay Garrick, and they gave me all the Jay Garrick I need to see in Flash season 2. So
You don't even care about Golden Age, Alan Scott, Green Lantern.
I'd be curious, but like, I mean, Hal Jordan's
about-
my bag of.
What about Wildcat, though? He dresses like a Catman and punches people. He's the best. He's my favorite.
There's a reason why they kept canceling JSA in
Oh,
the
crap. I
comic
just
line.
remembered. They won't be able to use Wildcat because they already used Wildcat and freaking Arrow. Ugh.
I mean, there's a reason why the JSA line, like the Earth 1 line that everybody loves so much, or whatever it is, or whatever, the Earth 2 that people love so much, like all the other like regular characters were dead and they introduced new ones when Darkseid was taking over that, like, or annihilating that entire universe, killing everybody on that Earth or whatever. Like, there's a whole reason why people love that, you know, over like seeing Alan Scott. Like, they're cool, but I'll take the regular. I'll take my regular superheroes.
For those of you guys here in the chat who are saying that Supergirl's a crappy show, it's not horrendous, but it wasn't worth dealing with. It wasn't good enough to put up with like
It
30
did
minutes
what
of
it-
ads.
It did what it set out to do very well. Now, you could argue it didn't set its sights very high, but maybe now that it's going to be part of CW and part of this bigger DC universe, they will set their sights higher now because they can.
Right. I mean, it wasn't a bad show, but it, like I can only. And someone just said they heard a rumor that all the CW shows are being pulled off Hulu. I'll be very, very sad if that's the case.
Yeah,
Want an angry
I mean,
Benny
that's,
do that.
dude, that's how I
You'll
watch the
finally
Flash.
start.
Man.
I'm going
It's
to
on
say it right
Hulu.
here. I'll say it publicly. If that happens, I will finally start pirating my shows because I'm not getting television finally to watch CW.
I'm glad you said that because I was thinking the exact same thing. Like, I don't know if I should say that or not. But
no,
hell,
I'm
man,
gonna-
if the cat's out of the bag, I'll pirate the
Dude,
hell out
I
of
don't
it.
have cable TV here. I've cut the cord, and I am not about to get it back because CW
Same.
decided to pull their fucking thing on Hulu. If they
think-
pull
I think-
themselves on Hulu, they can go fuck themselves because I'm gonna be I'm basically gonna be just pirating all my shit at that point.
You're going to put on an eye patch, drink some rum.
I'll drink rum and eye patch and stream myself. Arr! This is Benny's Pirated Corner. Today we're gonna be watching the episode of The Flash.
Yeah, but just live stream that shit. Just live stream the whole show.
I was gonna say, I guess between the four of us, we've all cut the cable cord. It's been like 2-3 years since I've had cable, and I have not missed it
I'll
at
catch
all.
one or two shows on PlayStation View once in a while because I'm too lazy to cancel the subscription to it, so I haven't. But I'm not watching all of my CW shows on there. Like DVR'd it. No, I'm not. No, I like Hulu. I like what they do. I pay for my subscription. Let them pay CW, and if they actually pull it, fuck it, I'm done.
The only time I even bothered with TV was during that last UFC event where I'm like, okay, I want to see the Lesnar fight. Let me turn on the TV and actually call a person and try and make this happen.
Well, yeah, watch the Lesnar fight get DQ'd for doping up using
Oh,
HGH.
God. He pissed hot is the term they use.
Eagle said that he heard that they're going to move it to CW Seed, which is their own personal competitor. I doubt that because isn't CW Seed only on mobile devices? There is no web client.
I think so. It's very weird. It's very, very, and that also means Joel can't watch it because Joel tried to watch Vixen season 1, and they're like, "Go away, Canada boy. We don't want you here."
Well, we say that every week too, but you showed up enough that we have to make you a permanent member.
So you're saying I can wear down CW Seed if I just come back and?
Yeah.
Oh my God, man! I mean, if you can wear down Benny, you can wear down anybody.
Also, Vixen season 2 is going to be a thing, so get ready for another 22-minute episode. They chop up into 5-minute segments.
I was going to say, is it that again, or are we getting a legit one?
No,
because isn't she joining some show, Vixen the character?
Yeah, I think she's going to be on Arrow or Legends, and I know the cast of Legends is apparently going to show up in the second season of Vixen. She fights Weather Wizard in the trailer that they showed, and Flash and Firestorm are there, so there you go.
That'd be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a cool thing. It's a nice-looking show. I like that they get all the actors. I just hate that they expect me to watch a 22-minute show that they cut up into 5-minute chunks.
That's ridiculous.
Okay, so what's the next topic then? 'Cause we're over our normal time now at this point, and I know we're probably halfway through this list of San Diego stuff. Mm-hmm. But by the way, if just in case if you're hanging around for the stream, don't forget I have a book that came out. You can go pick that up at Amazon. We're trying to get 50 reviews on day 1, and we're getting really close to it. You just got to pick the book up, write a review. I love you.
I had no idea that you wrote a book, Benny. This is the first time I'm hearing of it. Tell me more.
I wrote a book. It's about the rise of comic book movies, how they went from good to crap to good again. And it covers the Superman movies, the Batman movies, and the Marvel movies. You should check it out, Joel. Although it's not out in Canada yet.
Damn it. Once again, we don't want you here, Canada boy.
Yeah, and even when it is out in Canada, you won't be able to buy it.
I would love to go to Canada,
you can't buy it.
But you guys get nothing in a timely manner.
Damn it. So, moving on, we had some more minor Marvel TV stuff. This is the traditional TV, not the Netflix stuff. There was some cool stuff, some cool set dressing, apparently, around it, and this went viral very quickly. They had the armor from Planet Hulk hanging out near the Marvel stuff, which I think more or less straight up confirms we're going to see aspects of Planet Hulk in the Thor Ragnarok movie. Yeah. Cool.
Honestly, I expected something along these lines because they need to touch on Planet Hulk. We need to build towards a World War Hulk style thing eventually, having Hulk with everyone. But there's no way we would have the budget to make a legit Planet Hulk live action movie. Never mind the fact that the entire thing would have to be CG.
Dude, don't even give me Planet Hulk. Give me. Oh my God, dude! Give me a story. Have a tie-in movie. Dude, have a tie-in movie. I don't care what it is. Something happens. Betty Ross gets killed. Hulk flips his shit and just starts a rampage in the country. Phase 4, just like the first movie of Phase 4, World War Hulk. Dude, that movie would be one of the highest-selling comic book movies ever.
They have to get all the Avengers and all the Netflix guys together, all to just try and calm the Hulk down.
For those of you guys that never read World War Hulk, it's exactly what it sounds like. Like Hulk takes on, he takes on.
Go check out the video on Comicstorian, World War Hulk. It's got 2 million views. Ignore Rob.
Or the back issues on Comic Pop.
Or the back issues on Comic Pop.
Yeah. Or the back issues. Or make sure you. I don't know. I'll probably have a World War Hulk thing coming soon. Anyway, so Hulk comes back pissed off after his wife and his kid get blown up on Planet Hulk because of the ship, and it's literally he takes on a full contingent of everyone that's ever been an Avenger, everyone who are like, he literally shows up at the X-Men mansion, starts beating the shit out of everybody trying to find Xavier, and Xavier's like, send out an SOS. They're like, who do we call? He's like, call everyone, anyone who's a mutant, just get them here, get like Abomination, get Juggernaut, we got to do something and stop this. The Hulk's just like, nope, like he sends Juggernaut on his way, he almost beats Abomination to death, like none of the X-Men can stop him, and Xavier's like, hey, our numbers have dwindled after the House of M, so Hulk's like, okay, fine, you get a pass. And it literally takes a century Robert Reynolds to like fight him, and the Hulk doesn't even get beaten. They just fight to a standstill. That's how the Hulk loses. He doesn't get defeated. He just fights to the point where he's just so exhausted he turns back into Bruce Banner again. Like there's one point where there's one point where he stomps on the ground and shakes half the country. Like it's an amazing story. If you ever want to see Hulk just lose his shit, like that is the story
General
that you read.
Ross. General Ross has my favorite moment in that book when he pulls him out of the helicopter and Ross is just shooting him like that's gonna do it.
Hold on, I gotta cover something. Sal, have you done World War Hulk? He broke up. Have you?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was like his
because everyone's
50th
saying your
episode or
white
something.
whale resurfaces. I'm like, is this like what was that other one you just taunted forever and never did?
I always taunted World War Hulk. That was always people kept really requesting it, and so we kept pushing it back. But yeah, we did it for our episode 50. I think.
Oh, okay.
Me and Comic Uno are in that episode. I'm pretty sure near the end.
Yep.
Yeah. It's an amazing Hulk story. Like it's unbelievable.
They are leaving Hulu. Where everyone who's stating this, where's the confirmation on that?
Confirm this.
Where's the link?
Yeah.
But so that Planet Hulk stuff is pretty cool. Another piece of news in probably one of the worst kept secrets of Marvel television.
Oh my god.
Hey guys, guess what? Robbie
wait.
Ray has the all new Ghost Rider.
Oh, this is true. Hold on. Yeah, this worst kept secret. We do have to talk about that in a minute. It is official. CW is leaving Hulu because they got a contract with Netflix to bring them faster over there.
Oh.
Right.
Well, then I got
Well, we all have Netflix then, so.
Well,
Yeah,
you're
but
gonna
that
like it
means
from
that we're
me
going to
there.
see the whole season. We're not going to get the individual episodes.
Oh, that's going to suck for week to week.
It means
then.
it'll probably end and go right to Netflix.
Yeah.
As
that
Benny
means-
pulls out his eye patch and his bottle of rum.
I'm starting to pirate
Oh, yeah.
this shit.
Pirate Bay, here I come.
I know.
I wanted to give you my money. I wanted to.
I'm probably going to end my subscription to Hulu because outside of the CW shows, I think it was Gotham and Shameless that I was watching on Hulu.
Nice.
I mean, I was watching whatchamacallit, MasterChef, but that show's kind of stupid now, so I don't really watch it anymore.
I was gonna say, was Shameless something you watched with the wife, or was that something that you liked? Because it doesn't sound like something. Like,
Dude, Benny likes some weird stuff.
time
man.
to settle in with another round.
Oh,
of
hold on,
Shameless.
real quick. It's not 100% official. It's looking like that's going to happen. That's what's going on. Who basically CW is basically stating we want to have limited episodes up, so only the last 5. Hulu's fighting to keep the whole season up. And the reason is because they're coming to a new deal with Netflix to get them faster over there, so they don't want the whole season on Hulu and Netflix.
Oh, okay. I was
That's
wondering why
what
they
it
did that
is.
because recently, like if you go and look at The Flash, recently it's only been 5 episode increments.
So,
So,
they
okay, that
might
makes
have already gone through. But it's not 100% official yet, but that is the direction things are moving in.
This is some actual hard hitting comic journalism. We are getting the facts and the truth on the weekly poll
man.
for you guys.
We report,
and
you
apparently we're
decide.
supposed to find out officially. Well, that was June 20th, so wait, hold on. Is it? Let me
20th,
just do
like
last 7
tomorrow.
days because it might have already been confirmed. So Ghost Rider, that worst kept secret ever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Most certainly.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm not sure
happy-
how I feel about Robbie Reyes being on. I mean, it'll be cool. I'm curious how they're going to write him in. Is he literally just going to be like the Hellblade, like
Make
not
another
Hellblade?
Inhuman, or is
Yeah.
season 3 of
No,
Shield
no,
going to actually be new super people?
I watched an interview with the showrunners from Agents of Shield immediately following the Ghost Rider announcement, and they were talking about like what this means, and they were like, first of all, you're not going to wait very long to see Ghost Rider. He's not like going to be teased for episodes, and then finally he'll come out. Like he'll pretty much be in like probably the first or second episode. They're not, and it's going to be a way for them to tie Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. into the magic world of the Marvel universe.
Just in time for Doctor Strange.
Just in time for Doctor Strange.
That makes
No,
sense.
okay, everyone is already stating they want Johnny Blaze. In all honesty, I don't think any of you want Johnny Blaze. Because if you
No.
know the storylines that come with Johnny Blaze, you would be like, that is the shittiest thing I've ever heard of in comics. I'm not even
No.
joking. Ghost Rider is an amazing concept, an amazing piece of artwork.
A great tattoo.
When put into practice, Johnny Blaze and Danny and all those guys was pretty crap.
There's
Yeah.
a reason he
there's a
hasn't
reason.
been able to hold a book forever.
No.
That's what I was going to say, man. There's a reason the story's always got canceled. Besides, the Ghost Rider you guys are thinking of Robbie Reyes. That's the
Yeah.
Ghost Rider that you guys... The Ghost Rider will, like, Robbie Reyes will appear, and you'll be like, I like Robbie Reyes because he's the Ghost Rider I was thinking of the whole time. Why was I thinking of Johnny Blaze before? Like, no,
It's funny. It's funny too with Robbie. He's probably one of the few times Marvel's, get a new, young, fresh hero in the role of an old favorite, then launch them a la Kamala Khan, Sam Alexander, etc., etc.
Yeah.
He's one of the few times it didn't work, and I don't think that's any fault of Robbie's. I think that's just the curse of Ghost Rider.
No, it is, because actually, if you look at the comments on my Robbie Reyes video, half of the comments are, I thought this was a shit character that was just like the other Ghost Rider, so I didn't even try it. So I would
Right.
love to see this book come around now. Because Robbie Reyes, like Johnny Blaze is cool, but Johnny Blaze's storylines always boiled down to him becoming an angel or going to hell or something weird.
Yeah.
And the history for Ghost Rider just got more and more convoluted because they didn't do it. Robbie Reyes was a fresh start for the concept of Ghost Rider. And that,
And a different spirit of vengeance inside him too, deeper tied to himself. He takes care of his
and it
young
was more up to
handicapped
date.
brother.
Because Johnny
Yeah.
Motorcycle Johnny Blaze, that's an old 90s thing. Like,
It's
I hate,
Oh yeah, dude.
like
Ghost Rider was
70s
huge. Yeah, he was huge. Like back in the '80s, in the late '80s, early '90s. Like, he was the biggest thing in the world. Like Ghost Rider was amazing.
Yeah.
For that small period of time.
Chopper bikes
Well,
aren't
no,
as cool
he's-
anymore.
Ghost Rider, along with some characters like Lobo, are very, very time sensitive. I think that's not the word I'm looking for. They're very time. They're poignant on the time they came out,
They're results of their time. They reflect
Yes.
the eras they were created in.
and they don't translate well into current times.
Try though
Yeah.
they might. I mean, heck, even Danny Ketch, he went from riding a chopper to riding like a Japanese tuner bike and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they tried to
Sales
update to
reaction,
the tuner bikes.
yeah.
That the tuner bikes didn't work out, but everyone is freaking out about the car. One concept that has always stayed true to the Ghost Rider concept is that there are multiple Ghost Riders, and they all ride the vehicle that they are comfortable with. Some horses, some motorcycles, and for Robbie, it's the motorcycle. I mean, the
Yeah.
car.
See, like if I were a Ghost Rider, I'd ride a Prius, man. Like you got to keep that shit economical.
Could you imagine Ghost Rider with a hybrid?
Dude, I'd love to see that.
I would have a hovercraft. I'd want one of those like hovercraft scooters. That would be my Ghost
Dude,
Rider.
I would love to like he's just hauling ass down the road in a Prius. Like that'd be amazing.
A Vespa, Ghost Rider on a Vespa.
What are those Civettes where they put Corvette engines in Civics? Dude, I'd love to see that, man. Just burning out. But no, I mean it's Ghost Rider. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is a great place to put him. I mean, if you were going to introduce Ghost Rider into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, put him in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I mean,
would've picked
either he'll
Netflix.
flop or he'll do well. But,
I
I think
they could've
Netflix would be too big.
I think
with
they
the
could have
budget.
gone better with Netflix, but I think the idea here is they're going to try Robbie Reyes. I got a feeling he's going to be like Punisher was in Netflix, where he had a few episodes, and they're going to try him out on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because it worked great for Punisher on Netflix. So why not try him on a show that's a little more in need of help? Because
Yeah.
And they changed the time slots, and now Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is coming out at 10 p.m.
Ooh, so it's a little later, so they can go a little darker with the dude. I've got hell power.
And Caleb has a good point. Putting in Robbie Reyes with his car will pull in the Fast and the Furious crowd. And for all you guys who hate Fast and the Furious, it's literally one of the highest grossing films of all time.
And it's good. Fast and the Furious is amazing.
Oh, yeah,
I don't
no,
know
but
why-
there's still people who just hate it, and it's like,
Wow.
It has its own
I
rich
like it.
continuity, and it blows me away to say that when in the first one they were stealing VCRs. I'm like, wow, this series has been around a while.
Yes, I remember that. No. I mean, see, I would like to see Ghost Rider on Netflix, but I think giving Ghost Rider a Netflix series it would cost too much. I mean, I really do think this is just a test. Put Ghost Rider in a few episodes, see how he does. You know,
I mean,
it's
if they
low
could
budget.
do Lash and Hive last season and make them look pretty good, I think they can make Ghost Rider look pretty good.
Yeah. Oh,
Especially if you only
I'm
film
sure he'll
him from
look
like the
amazing.
head up in the car.
I mean, I'm sure he'll be amazing. It's just I think it's a safer bet to say, hey, throw $1 million and put Ghost Rider in this, as opposed to like $7, $8, or $9 or $10 million and give him his own show.
As I
So
understand
think-
it, the way that they got him was Marvel said, "We're going to put Ghost Rider on your show." So like, that's from what I hear. Like that's how they decided to go with it for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It was like, we're going to put him here, and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.'s like, okay. Because that's what they do. They're like, hey, by the way, everyone, like, guess what? Everyone's in Hydra now. Like,
Also
guess what?
Deathlock.
Everything's different now because of this movie that we just put out.
Sorry.
I mean, when the wheels start turning, it's hard to make them stop.
okay,
Word.
so just so you guys know, for official news, CW did pull out. and basically that made Hulu come to a crazy deal with FX, which could be good.
You never pull out.
Yeah. You know what amazes me the most about that, Benny, is one, the fact that you did so much research, but two, you haven't taken this time to mention that you have a book that just got released.
Oh, right,
and the
my
book's
friend.
available
I
on
am so
Amazon.
sorry, guys. I do have a book that came out. And what I
don't believe
really
that Benny has a
need
book.
is as many reviews as humanly possible. If you don't know how Amazon works, it ranks you based upon your reviews as quickly to your release date as you can get them. So what I need is as many reviews as humanly possible on day one and as close to day one as possible, which requires you to buy the book here or buy it elsewhere and give the review. It's right here. I'm very proud of it. I spent a lot of time on it. I would really appreciate it, guys. And you're probably going to hear a lot about that on all of our podcasts for the next, probably, year.
Yeah, when my book comes out, I'm going to be doing the same thing. You're going to hear a lot about that.
It's going to be weird during the D&D campaign. Your character, look, I found an ancient scroll that's kind of like my book that you should buy at Amazon now.
That one I may do it at the beginning and the end.
Yeah, you might do that. So yeah, Robbie Reyes for Ghost Rider and for S.H.I.E.L.D. could be interesting. Season 3 of S.H.I.E.L.D. looks to be shaping up to be kind of cool now because they've already announced that LMDs are going to be part of it too. So we got LMDs and Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
I'm curious what they do with Ellen. I'd love to see like a Nick Fury versus S.H.I.E.L.D. kind of storyline going on.
You pitched that, and that one sounded amazing.
Mm-hmm. Like, I'd love to see that where LMDs just take over S.H.I.E.L.D. Like, I'd love to see that whole thing because I think, see, here's what I like the most about the most recent season, with regards to Daisy Johnson is she acting of her own accord or is she acting of, from Hive? That's my question because, I mean, towards the end of the season, it was like, well, maybe she was dropping hints and trying to let them know, here's what you should do. But then you find out that, no, she's just leading him into a trap. But I think creating that kind of mystery there really has potential. And taking the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. story in a direction where it's like life model decoys have taken over S.H.I.E.L.D., I think creates a really good, mysterious whodunit kind of situation. Yeah. And I'd love to see something along those lines. But,
Totally.
So, quick question, because we're already at 5:30, which means it's 7:30 for everyone else.
Sure is.
How many more topics do we have?
Okay. Tell you what, I'll lightning round through like the non-interesting ones so we can get to the really good ones.
Okay.
Justice League action trailer looks more in line with Brave and the Bold than I was hoping. I considered when they got all the classic voice actors like Hamill and Conroy back, they were going to go for something more serious. They're not. It still might be good, though.
I feel like it's in between the both of them. I don't think it's going to be as goofy as Brave and the Bold, but I don't think we're going to get. I don't think it'll be like Teen Titans Go, but I don't think we're going to get our serious Justice League Unlimited plot lines.
What's stopping them from doing that? What's up with that? Why have you never done anything as good as Young Justice ever again? Because they don't make money and you cancel them? Is that why?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why they cancel books you like, because they don't make money.
Because they don't make money. Hey, so you may have heard this. A certain magician fellow is going to be getting a movie very soon.
Yeah.
And he's a doctor, too, while also being a magician. He has 2 jobs, which means he pulls in 2 paychecks. It's Doctor Strange.
I don't know, being
November's
Sorcerer Supreme pays.
November's going to be nuts, man, because we got Rogue One coming out and we got Doctor Strange coming out, which, by the way, he could just make money. Just be like money.
Make
and then it would be
Money! Splooge it, Rob. By the way, the chat has voted that for our 100 subs, we are doing a splooge emote.
Ooh.
I'm down with that.
I don't want to have to draw the splooge.
That way, every time something cool happens, they'll splooge. I don't know what it has to look like though for Twitch to allow it, but we will do it.
Just make a text, man. Text just says splooge, and it has to be like cool looking text.
Right? Just a bottle that says Rob Splooge on it.
Rob Splooge. Oh my god, I don't think we could fit that, but that would be amazing if we could figure that out.
Yeah, so Doctor Strange, man, I really had no idea what I thought this movie was going to look like, and they still completely just above and beyond my expectations. Like, magic looks amazing. Oh, thank you. I was going to say you want to tag Tiffin because I imagine she has thoughts for this.
I do, but I don't think anyone's going to be happy to hear what I have to say.
You know what? I'll open this because if that's your statement, I get a feeling I'm not excited about this.
I'm excited
looks
about
like
the
Inception.
movie. I'm not excited about the trailer.
Yeah.
Okay.
I am concerned that Marvel is doing what they typically do with their magic, which is not want to use it. Gets out of control too quickly. And in a world where they have scientifically explained most of the things, even the gods to some degree, I'm concerned that the magic they're showing us is something that the average moviegoer is comfortable with. We've seen something like this in Inception. We've seen this before in other movies. You know what I mean? This is something very comfortable. I don't know. Like the trailer, I don't know if it's going to actually represent the movie as a whole, but right now it just feels like Marvel's a little gun shy about this.
Oh, I don't think so. I
thought they were
so.
very gonzo about it, but
Dude,
it's an interesting idea.
But I don't think he's mystic.
Oh no, I think
he's a master of the mystic arts.
Right.
And nothing about what they used in the trailer gave me that. He has one green little spell thing, but that was it.
Beyond that,
it's
it's very action movie.
I mean, no,
Yes.
I think Marvel's gonna pull like they're pulling out the big guns with Doctor Strange because this is literally their chance to just be like, you guys want to see some crazy shit?
The movie won't be like that. I think that right now they're scared, and the trailers they're putting out is something that is more in fitting in the universes that they're using, and that's what concerns me is the Marvel mentality when it's what's behind this. That's what scares me.
Okay, that I understand, but
because also you give the people a trailer that says one thing, and then they go and see a movie and it's more magically based and it's not what they thought it was going to be. Right. People will then think it's bad even if it isn't because they got tricked. And that's what I'm worried about.
I don't know. I mean, I
it's
get
going to be
where you're coming
interesting
from,
how they do this because honestly, if they do it wrong and it bombs, it'll be the first Marvel bomb and they'll never do magic again.
Right.
Ever.
And I hope it doesn't because I think they could lead up to something really cool. But I think right now they're just like, how in a world where we've gone to space, and yes, we do have, these Infinity Stones, and we're leading to something else. How do we now, at this late stage, introduce magic?
We need to hypercharge it and be like, nah, this ain't that Harry Potter action. It's explosion action, magic.
Yeah, and that's what I'm a little worried about. It's just the mentality behind it. But that's it. Like, it's just a trailer, and I know that. I just don't want the average movie going public to be like, what was this?
What I dug about the trailers, we actually got to spend some time with some of the supporting characters. We got to see Wong, we got to see Mordo, we got to see the Ancient One. It looks like it's going to have a fun cast, and it looks like it's not just all going to be about Doctor Strange, which is cool.
All right, and I was thinking about this when I was watching that trailer, because Tiffany, you could tell me, because I know there's some Doctor Strange stuff that I don't know. It looks like, what's his name? The guy that played Hannibal is playing Mordo.
No. Right? The guy in the green rose is Mordo. The black guy is Mordo.
That's true what it led you for.
Yeah. Okay. I could never pronounce that dude's name. And
I have no idea.
I like how it just rolls off the tongue.
I'm like,
okay,
we're cool. We're friends.
Then what's his name playing?
What's his name?
The guy that plays Hannibal.
Mads Melkinson, the dude
that
messed up eyes.
Nobody is 100% certain. He's seemingly a no-name villain. A lot of people early on thought it was Nightmare, but now there's another theory that's out there that I think it's really cool that it could be a person who's just possessed by Dormammu, which is going to open the door to that.
That's
Dormammu or Dormammu?
Awesome.
The cartoon said Dormammu, so I say Dormammu.
Okay,
I just read it as Dormammu.
No, that was an honest question. Because I just did a whole video where I said Dormammu. That's why.
Dude, man, let me tell you something, man. If they make a Doctor Strange movie that has Dormammu in it, dude, I will freak. Like, if they're
only a matter of time.
If they're like Doctor Strange 2, Dormammu's gonna fuck shit up, I would be like, yes.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm excited for. I know a lot of people were early on were like, I don't understand why he's not in the movie now, and I'm like, because the theory is they're gonna build to that, because you can't start out with him and then where do you go?
It's like you built to the Mandarin and you built to the Winter Soldier and all this other stuff.
Exactly.
You don't do the good villain in the first one. That's what we used to do back in the day when you blew your wad on Joker in the first one.
Right, exactly. So all I'm saying is I'm sure the movie's going to be great and I'm sure there will be magic in it, but the trailers right now make me concerned about what's going on behind the scenes at Marvel. That's all.
I understand that concern.
I dig that they've made it trippy because people forget that old school Doctor Strange was trippy. In fact, it had a big following in like head shops and amongst hippie communities. They loved that book, and I'm glad they brought some of that in.
Oh yeah, and who knows? In the next trailer, which as we get closer, I will stop watching them because I don't want to be spoiled. But in the next trailer or teaser they release, they could have him rattling off spells for all we know. Like I don't know, but it's just right now I was like, where are we going?
Where's the incantation? Where's the hoary hosts of Hoggith? Where's all the good stuff?
Exactly. So that was it. But I'll let you guys move on because I know you're running out of time.
Thanks, Jeff. You're muted, Benny. We can't hear you.
I will say one other thing about the Doctor Strange thing is that they're opening up the. They were talking about opening up the idea of multiple realities.
Yeah, that's huge.
If Doctor Strange opened up a portal to the world where there are X-Men.
Oh, dude, don't even. I can't even.
Imagine a post-credit scene. Imagine a post-credit scene.
Because we know that Marvel and Fox are working together now on like TV and stuff. Wouldn't it be kind of cool if they kept one really good secret where like the PS that Doctor Strange is like he's cycling through universes and one of them Wolverine's just like, and you're like,
Hey,
no.
No, like, dude, imagine he lands in one universe and they're in New York, and instead of Avengers Tower, you've got the Baxter Building. Like 4 Freedoms Plaza, just this giant building with a 4 on it.
You know what? That would be amazing. And they could also play it off in a very Marvel joke where Doctor Strange looks into that universe like, this universe is stupid.
Yeah.
Or they could do a thing where they're like, first of all, they could introduce a Marvel multiverse where they could be like, oh, all those movies happened. Like Spider-Man was only one superhero in a world where there were no other superheroes for a long time. Like there's other stuff. They could also do a thing where like he goes to New York and just.
He was making a point. And
Yeah, I don't know what's up with his internet lately, because he's the only one I'm having connection issues with lately.
It's working fine on my end. I don't see any like blips or problems, but whatever.
I'm not trying to make you mad, Sal. You blipped out.
You were on a roll and we didn't want to cut you
Yeah,
off.
no, he's out of the blue. You just broke down. It's been happening all episode. Like you'll have like seconds where it's just like breaks for a second and comes back.
Well, probably because we're using too much internet.
I mean, I'm not trying to make you mad. Like Sal, your internet sucks. What the fuck?
Yeah, it's not like me.
Yeah, no, I was just saying, like, we're not. No one else has been dropping out, so I think it's just.
Oh yeah, it must be my internet. I don't know why. I'll have to like call Verizon and see what their problem is.
Because we did have that one week where everyone was dropping out, so I'm gonna go, that's obviously me. So.
Right.
Anyway, sorry, you were making a point, and then you get dropped out.
Oh, just you could put a Sentinel in without having to cast anybody, and then you just establish there's mutants somewhere else.
And I mean, geez, Marvel movies introduced a whole generation of people to the idea of continuity and shared universes. Imagine if they upped their game again and like, boom, multiverse theory now. Guess what? All these stories take place in a multiverse.
That's what I'm
Except those
expecting
really shitty
Marvel
ones.
to
We don't do
establish a
those.
multiverse.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that moves us on to the next one. Kurt Russell is Ego the Living Planet. Now, I want to ask you guys a question, because I did watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but it was always one that I watched in the background of other things. They never confirmed or denied that was Ego, right? It just
No, that planet was confirmed not to be Ego the Living Planet.
Yeah.
That was a different planet. That was the dumb
nothing
planet.
interesting.
Everybody thought it was Ego the Living Planet for a while when there was like the planet's alive. I'm like, well, that's Ego the Living Planet.
Although it is connected to the Kree because it was the planet that the Kree dropped Hive off on to be a prisoner forever, and the Kree are kind of involved in Ego the Living Planet. So
you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if that was supposed to be Ego the Living Planet, and then Marvel was like, "No, we're going to use that for Guardians of the Galaxy 2," and they're like, "Oh, okay."
Kurt Russell needs to be a
I wouldn't doubt
planet.
that.
Like, I wouldn't be surprised at all.
That sounds like some casting we would joke about too. Like, maybe Kurt Russell's going to be Ego the Living Planet. Wouldn't that be? But wait, he actually is.
I feel like we've seen some rumors about Ego the Living Planet like from a couple years ago already. Like, I feel like I've heard that already.
Nowhere.
Yeah,
we
no,
saw
because it was
nowhere in
Agents
the
of
first
S.H.I.E.L.D.
trailer.
When that season started up, the theory was that was Ego. That's where you heard it all.
Yeah. No, I mean, I just feel like I remember like an interview with one of the directors saying like, "Oh, we're going to use Ego," and people being like, "Yeah, right."
Yeah, you ain't
In your
gonna
dreams,
do that.
maybe. It's interesting too, Kurt Russell, they showed on the floor that he actually has a costume. So assumingly the way that he was able to father Peter Quill is either he's not always a planet or he was a human before he was a planet.
Yeah.
I get a feeling that Guardians of the 2 is gonna suck, but I just said that. Anyway,
Oh, no.
Vulture suit
I don't
revealed.
think so.
You heathen, sir. They have Fleetwood Mac on the soundtrack. Chains. You hush your lips.
No
My theory,
rush,
I'm going to toss
no
it out
sale.
there, is that Ego is a ship. That Ego is a rumor or a myth, and that like Star-Lord's dad like created the idea of Ego the Living Planet, and it's actually just like a big like ship or a projection of some
So
kind.
it's like a Wizard of Oz thing.
The Wizard of Oz thing. That it's like, you know, no, my father, your dad is Ego the Living Planet. And people are like, no one even believes that exists, and they go to it, and it's like nowhere, where it's like this big cool thing, and it's like, what do you want? And they're in like their ship, and they're just talking to each other, and then like the thing comes down, and he's just in a ship, and he's like, yeah.
Don't nobody see Ego? No way, no how.
He's like, there's planets can't be alive. That's stupid.
It would be a nice bit too, where he's like, "Well, my dad was pulling a scam, making everyone think he's a living planet. That's awesome! High five,
Exactly.
Dad!"
Like
High five,
Star-Lord's dad being a scam artist is not outside the realm of like his reasonability.
In fact, it's kind of perfect, actually.
So, but here's the question now: how long before that retcon falls into the comics and he's no longer the Prince of Spartax? He's
Almost certainly. I'm sure the next arc.
Like probably Marvel Now.
Marvel Now 2.0.
In
And
actuality,
then we all knew.
Jason is not his father, and we know this because Jason adopted him because the planet gave birth to him, and all along that's been the case. So fuck off if you had other ideas.
And they're going to have to go on the space version of Maury, where they sit everyone down and they do a paternity test to find out who
I would
Star
not put
Wars
that
is.
past the Guardians of the Galaxy comic book. I don't know if you ever read that book, but I would not put that past them.
Yeah.
Jason of
It's an
Spartax, you are
adventure
not
into
the
absolute
father.
craziness. Well, okay. Yeah, no, that's an adventure into craziness. Yes, I can see that happening.
Okay, so moving on to the next topic, though. Vulture suit reveal.
Holy shit, does it look good for Spider-Man?
Hold on, I didn't see the Vulture suit. Hold on, let me
You
look it
should
up
see
real quick.
it. It was part of a whole sizzle reel wherein we got to see a day in the life of Peter Parker, got to meet all of his high school friends, which will supposedly be making up a strong portion of the movie, which good. Spider-Man in high school, yes, please, thank you. And we see the Vulture, who maybe is old Batman, maybe not, we're not sure, but his suit looks good. He's got the talons and everything. His wings look like jet engines.
His wings look gigantic. It looks like he's driving a car.
I'm not seeing that. Where's that at?
It's
I
promotional
can't
art,
find it anywhere.
Hang on, I'll pull it up.
which is even more funny because you look at
the
Falcon.
promo art. Okay, I found that. Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was like the actual suit.
No, it's promo art, but we saw it's even funnier because you think in this film series Falcon exists and Falcon does the same thing Vulture does but better.
Yeah.
I hope that's a line of dialogue. Stupid Falcon and his wings. I can do it.
God, dude, that does look. I like the turbines on his wings. See, that's what I like about the Marvel movies. Is it's like there's a blend between comic and realism thrown into there.
Supposedly, the reason with the engines is that Adrian Toomes in the movie based his flight technology on down Chitauri stuff.
Okay.
See, that would make sense. That would, or it was based on Stark Tech or something like that.
Because they
that
were
would make
flying
sense.
and hovering around in that movie. Wouldn't it make sense?
Yeah.
Heck,
That would
make
make
Adrian
sense.
Toomes a guy who had his material stolen because he was working on the suit that Falcon does.
Yeah.
That would
I'm
make sense.
all pissed
God, that'd
off
be
about that no one gives him credit because he invented it.
It would be amazing to see, like, Falcon is one of the funniest new characters in the Marvel Universe.
Mm-hmm.
And I love his line in Civil War where he's just like, everybody's got to have a gimmick now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, where to have him comment on a villain called the Vulture who can also fly, where he's like, I am literally obsolete. Everyone has something. Now we have people who have legitimate powers, like powers that are in their blood. Like they can take off, they don't have a suit they can lose or break. It's bullshit.
I love the design of the actual Vulture feet. Like they actually look like they can cause some real damage. I'm like, yeah, he
Little
probably
talons.
should have had those.
It's cool.
It's a nice touch.
Yeah, and he's got a face mask.
I
so
want
it's
to
not
end.
gonna be,
I want to end this topic with the discussion of how long before you think that the Marvel Universe is going to get so convoluted in the movies that, like you just said, Sal, they have to acknowledge it.
What do you mean?
Well, like, oh, people with blood and crap like that, and I'm just some dude with fucking mechanical
Oh
wings.
yeah,
and-
I mean, like, I hope we see some acknowledgement of that because, like, for the well, Captain America technically has like powers that are like genetic, but it's not like yeah, but he's not. He doesn't. He can't like shoot ray beams out of his eyes or anything.
So, all right, well, that brings us over to the Killmonger, and I don't know anything about that. So,
Eric Killmonger is that's a big deal. He was a Jungle Tales character in like Jungle Tales #6 is when he first showed up. He is the original villain for Black Panther T'Challa.
Oh,
His first
okay.
solo villain. Yeah.
That's why I don't know very much about him because I don't know too much on the Black Panther front.
His story is also an interesting dark mirror to that of T'Challa, so it's kind of cool that they got a hip young actor in Michael B. Jordan to play.
Man, I mean, this is going to be cool because you're talking about a person who's just as physically capable as T'Challa, with the exception of the fact that T'Challa has the Panther powers. But if he didn't have the Panther powers, and there's actually been a couple of instances when Eric Killmonger has taken over his role as king, like just usurped control of Wakanda.
Right.
And
it's gonna-
Killmonger has a history with Ulysses S. Claw and all those other guys, so they can bring that back again if they want.
Yeah, it's I mean, and it's Michael B. Jordan. Let me tell you something, man. After watching Balboa, or not watching Balboa,
Creed.
after watching Creed.
Creed.
Yeah. After watching Chronicle and watching Creed, if it has
great.
Michael B. Jordan, I will watch it. I don't care what it is.
Also,
So,
too,
did
he's
you
in a
enjoy
good.
Fantastic Four?
You beat me to it.
He was
okay. I saw
He
that
was
awful
good
movie.
in Fantastic Four. Like he
was gonna
was
say,
the
now he's
saving
finally
grace
in
of
a
that
good
movie.
He was the only thing to watch. The rest of it was just garbage.
Yeah, everything else was garbage.
You guys heard it right here.
Like
Rob
that.
just gave a glowing recommendation for the Fantastic Four movie.
No,
if you want to know
no,
what
no,
went wrong
no,
with the
no,
Fantastic Four movie,
no.
why don't you check out my book, The Rise of Comic Book Movies? Because in this book, we talk about actually, we don't talk about Fantastic Four. So if you want to know, don't buy the book.
That's
But
how much of a footnote it is. You don't even mention
we don't
it.
even
No.
mention the Fantastic Four disaster.
No, now that's not true, Benny. If you do want to understand why the Fantastic Four went bad, read the book. That way you'll get a better understanding of what the Fantastic Four did wrong by reading about what all the other movies did right.
Yes, and if you've got time and pick the book up elsewhere, don't worry. I still need a lot of reviews on Amazon, and all of the reviews on Amazon will be read in my video. I have a book in which I read through all of the reviews that you guys have posted for me on Amazon. Full-blown legit ones and your goofy ones. Preferably, I need more legit ones, but don't worry, the goofy ones will get read. I'm also doing a 900K video in which I'm going to read all my comments off in epic voice tones, but we'll see.
Ooh.
So I just posted that again. All right, so that brings us to the last one. Brie Larson is Captain Marvel. Oh my
Official
God,
now.
how
We
much
knew
more
that.
perfect could you make it?
Wow, between Wonder Woman and Captain Marvel all in the same Comic-Con, did you ever think we would be here in 2016? Did you ever think this would be real?
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
I didn't, to be
No.
quite frank.
I wanted it to be like it's about damn time.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, world's burning down all around us, but it's fine because Brie Larson is Captain Marvel, and that movie's going to be happening now.
Yeah.
Yep, and
I
it
hope
works
it's
for
cool.
me.
No, hold on. Let me, because I didn't verify this, but let me make sure. Brie Larson is the girl that was in Firefly, right? And
No.
which
No.
one's Brie Larson? Because when I looked
Brie
at the
Larson
picture,
was
of her,
in
I'm like,
was in Room.
Yes.
which one's
Not
Yes.
The Room.
Yeah, no one from The Room will be in a Marvel movie.
I don't know,
Dude,
man.
that would
Tommy
be-
Wiseau could be an alien.
I mean, I
And I'm
don't.
thinking of the wrong person. I thought, what's the name of that girl that was the badass chick in Firefly? 'Cause she looks like her in the
They're all
pictures.
badasses. Are you talking about Summer Glau?
Yeah,
Gina
Summer Glau.
Torres?
That was it. That's who I was thinking of. Okay.
I would love. Okay, first of all, I would love to see Tommy Wiseau in a Marvel Cinematic Universe movie.
God.
Yes.
You gotta make him
Could
one
you
of the
imagine if he
eldest.
just shows up
Tommy
for
Wiseau.
2 seconds? He's like,
Yes.
"Do you guys
Oh.
have the sex?"
Tommy
Oh,
Wiseau
hi,
should have been
Guardians.
the Collector, where he's like, that's so funny.
Summer Glau for X-23. I'm on board with that one. Let's
That's
start a
cool.
campaign.
Yes, that's a good cast choice.
By the way, guys, those of you in the chat right now who have no idea what we're talking about, if you have not seen The Room, you're missing out on one of the greatest movies in the history of the world.
Greatest cinematic
It's a movie that is not
experiences.
mentioned
Greatest.
in my book, The Rise of Comic Book Movies, but I
it
did
should
write a
be.
book that I need to say every 5 minutes, contractually.
It's true. He showed us the contracts. He signed on the dotted line. He can't get out of it now.
There you go. She was also Brie Larson was also in that Scott Pilgrim movie.
Oh yeah, she's good.
Oh, okay, that's where I knew her from. Okay, yes.
We also kind of got to see the costume, although it's really not that amazing because it's just her comic costume.
Did we see it, or was it just promo art?
It's promo art. I should preface it by saying that it was concept
Okay, guys,
art, but cool
Joel,
concept.
we've taught Joel how to talk. He can get the words out.
It's okay, buddy. You got this. You can word with the best of them.
Wow.
We believe in you to get your words out. But yeah, it looks really cool. I think it's going to be awesome. I mean, geez, but what do we think her movie is going to even be like now in terms of style and tone? I mean, obviously, we're going to get to play around in the cosmic side of things again, a la Guardians.
Yeah.
Wow, this is it. I'm looking at it right now. This is like the full head to toe, where she's got her hands on her hips, that kind of thing.
See, here's what I'm hoping. Here's what I'm hoping at some point in the movie. Of course, we know Carol Danvers is going to have a love interest. I think she is. Anyway,
Captain
it would make
Marvel.
sense. You know, well, I don't know if it'll be Captain Marvel. What I'm hoping is that it's Tommy
Or she.
Wiseau, and Tommy Wiseau walks in and says, "You're killing me, Carol."
I did not hit you. I did not.
All right, so are there any other topics? Chat, let us know. We got technically, we're closing out the podcast portion of the stream right now in 13 minutes. So let us know in the comments any stuff that you were like, hey, you didn't cover this.
Legion,
Right.
the Legion trailer.
Okay,
Oh yeah,
so that's
that,
top one. We'll
that
go that first.
big nothing
Yeah.
trailer for Legion.
Nothing came out of it, and I don't know how I feel about them doing this weird thing.
It should have been. It should have been way more important. I love it. Got drowned in everything else. Even though this is the first time Marvel, Disney, and Fox have played nice together, and no one gave a shit.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm glad they gave him this dude. They're like, we're looking at one of the most powerful mutants of all time. Well, of course you are. He's a dude with 1,000 personalities, and each one has a power of its own.
The only
yes.
time they mention mutant, might I say, in that whole thing, they never mention Xavier. They only mention mutant once. They never mention X-Men. If it wasn't for the X in the logo, you would have no way of knowing it was related to
That
X-Men.
is the downside. And as soon as I saw that, I was like, two things are going on. Either they're playing it casual and they're trying to get people amped up for the character, or they have no clue what the fuck they're doing.
You had one job. You had one job to do, and that was Invoke X-Men, and you
Invoke
didn't
X-Men.
do it. You fail. You win nothing, sir. Good day. Get out of my chocolate factory.
Good day, sir. No, that's as soon as I was like why is it? Because the problem with this is it's literally two people. It's David Haller being interviewed by some guy, and it takes place over the course of 2 or 3 minutes, and they talk about him being able to do stuff, and you're like, okay, this is a person with powers. What does this have to do with anything? We're at Comic-Con, so obviously it has to do with science fiction or comics or something along those lines. And then it's not until the end that you realize that it's Legion, and then you see the X-Men X, and it's like if anyone had gotten bored of this in the first minute, they would never watch. They'd never know, and they'd have no idea what it was about, and they
looks
wouldn't
like
watch
any other generic FX show, and that's terrible because I actually like quite a few FX shows. But yeah, if I didn't know this was comic related, I'd have no interest in it.
Yeah.
I mean, like if at some point they had just said like he's the son of Charles Xavier, we have no idea what the limits of his powers are.
That would
He's done is done.
Too.
That would be it. Like if they'd just done that in some form or fashion, I would have been like, I'm in, because
You had one job and you blew it.
Yeah, but see, that's the question: is it if it's a Marvel show, does it even take place in the same X-Men universe as the movies?
It's gotta, because what's the point of even
doubt.
making them if it doesn't?
Well, there's no reason to say that it will. I mean, you got DC's Flash that doesn't take place in the same universe as the movies, so there's enough reason to believe that this show wouldn't take place. And if they did, it'd be one of the biggest screw-ups in the history of the world. But just because of the fact that you've got this, I mean, with the Flash, it's different, because you had their DC universe, but it wasn't fully fleshed out. And so it would have made sense. They would have launched The Flash as a TV show to kind of see how it goes, so on and so forth. You don't just throw them in a movie without testing the waters. The Marvel Cinematic Universe is one of the most successful movie franchises in history. The X-Men are one of the most successful teams in history. Even if Marvel doesn't own the rights to the X-Men in film, but they're popular in movies, you tie the TV show into the movies. It's not rocket science. I'm just saying. I mean,
especially when it seems like the X-Men movies are walking a razor's edge right now and could start sucking again at any moment.
Oh, like now?
I mean,
I
like,
saw
literally,
Apocalypse.
Like, dude, I'll run over this once the show gets closer to coming out. But for those of you guys who don't know who Legion is, you're literally talking about one of the top 3 most powerful mutants to have ever existed in history.
They change that every couple of years too.
They
we found an even
do,
powerfuler mutant.
At the peak of his power, at the peak of his strength, there was maybe like a couple people who could topple Legion, and it's Jean Grey, White Phoenix of the Crown, and probably Franklin Richards, and that's it. Like, no one could topple that guy. Now granted, Jack Wayne and Stacy and all those, or Wendy and all those different characters acting of their own accord.
And
still,
Nameless Magoo from Bendis's Uncanny series, which was like freaking 5 issues long of nothing. I'm like, I'm powerful, I don't know what to do.
Yeah, but I mean, he's got one personality that can warp reality. He's got another personality that's 10 times more powerful than Xavier. Another personality that can control fire down to the molecular level. I mean, you've got insane amount of.
They had a Bollywood dance number too in the trailer.
Oh yeah,
cool.
Yeah, because it was supposed to show how crazy he is. That's one of the problems, man. Is this show could be a journey into the absolute depths of insanity and not make sense to anybody whatsoever, which will be really bad.
Because nothing's crazier than Indian movies, am I right, guys?
Well, no, just because what they're trying to do is they're trying to capture just how crazy Legion is, which is a good thing because he's batshit crazy. But it could be a disaster because if they try to capture it you never go full crazy. Like, full retard. You never go full retard.
You never go full Tommy Wiseau.
You never go full Tommy Wiseau. I was.
We don't say the R word.
I'm just saying, Legion is a character that hails from the era of comics that I love the most, from the 90s, Age of Apocalypse, and I want to see him done right. For those of you guys who are younger comic book fans, who are in your late 20s or early 20s, whatever, the way you feel about Wally West, that's how I feel about Legion, and I want to see him done right, and I'm afraid they might screw it up.
I really liked the one Legion episode they did of X-Men Evolution where it was like Xavier having to go back to Scotland, and Moira McTaggart was like, "Damn it, Charles, take care of your kids, you deadbeat dad, you."
Yeah, like, you crazy man. Like, you crazy guy. Like, you've got a son with a zillion personalities, and he's literally running amok in the world.
And Xavier's like, "No, I don't.
Nope.
No, I don't.
I don't know what you talking about, Willis."
I mean, it's
mind wiped.
I mean, it was one of the coolest things because, like, when in the lead up to Age of Apocalypse, when Legion woke up, people are like, "Oh, Legion woke up, guys," and the X-Men are just like, "Fuck." Things are about to get really bad.
Seems like
really
the sort
fast.
of guy who doesn't pay child support. I'm just going to say that right now.
He doesn't pay child support. I would love to read that comic where Xavier gets taken to court for refusing to pay back child support. He's just sitting there in court. Like, Your Honor, I've got a million things to deal with. I've got an X-Men team. I've got a school to run. Like,
I need to die and come back to life a bunch.
Yeah, like, well, you know what? That does not allow you to get away from your responsibilities as a parent, Mr. Xavier.
That's why he keeps dying, so he doesn't have to pay.
It's all just some elaborate, orchestrated
Sorry,
scam.
dear, I was dead. Didn't you know?
All right, we got one last topic that I want to talk about before we start closing out the show. The Kong trailer. How excited were you guys about that?
Never saw it.
Don't care.
All right, I didn't even see it, honestly. So.
Like, Kong looks massive, like, bigger than he's ever been.
It's massive. The last 3 movies he was in.
But it's like Godzilla. Like, if you go watch any of the old Godzilla movies, Godzilla was about as tall as your average building, 20 stories tall. And the new one, he was huge. He was as big as the World Trade Center. And in this Kong movie, like people look like that compared to the size of this giant gorilla, which would be kind of cool. And I'm going to go see it. But it's a King Kong movie.
In this day and age where we have such, fantastical superhero movies, is the spectacle of a giant gorilla really going to be enough anymore?
I'm kind of surprised that it just wanted to get a sequel to Kong, honestly.
Is it even like a sequel? Like, what is this movie?
It's a reboot as far as...
Is it a reboot of King Kong? Because that's what it looks like.
It's by Peter Jackson
It's called...
Wasn't it supposed to be Skull Island before, and it was supposed to all be about Skull Island?
That's right.
That's what this one is. It's called Kong Skull Island. And when they first found King Kong, he was on Skull Island. So that's the whole basis of the thing. Is King Kong is on Skull Island. They bring him to the United States as like the
eighth wonder of the world.
Yeah, and they put him on display, and then he loses his shit and then gets blown up on top of the Empire State Building. Yeah. So like this is a reboot. It's exactly what it is. I don't see anything to indicate it's not.
I'd much rather watch a movie reboot about King Kong Bundy. I'd rather watch that.
That would be... I don't know if I'd watch that.
Just him chewing the turnbuckles.
I mean, just some aged wrestler.
I'd watch it. Oh, dude, man, you got to see Resurrecting Jake the Snake on Netflix. Man, he is so drugged up, and DDP gets him out of it with the power of yoga. It's amazing.
So, okay, on that note, we've gone super long today. I think we've hit all the major topics. If there's anything left over, we'll probably talk about it maybe before the poll or on next week's weekly poll. But we do need to wrap up the show. I'll hang around and chat with you guys a little bit afterwards. I'm going to keep Rob here against his will. I know Sal and Joel have to eat because it's always weird times for them.
Yes.
But Rob's going to be my bitch for the next couple of
I got to go buy your book or see if I can find your book at Barnes & Noble. The book that you just released.
You got to wait a minute. You got to wait a minute because we need to do this. So anyway, guys, I'm Benny the Comicstorian. We're going to close it out in a relative hurry thanks to the fact that basically thanks to the fact that we've gone so long. But guys, I'm Benny the Comicstorian. I dramatically read comic books on the channel Comicstorian. I did legitimately write a book right here. It did
What?
Oh,
Benny,
you're
muted, man.
during his pitch.
You're muted.
Oh, I not only did I hit the book there, but then I muted myself. But no, I did legitimately write a book. It is about comic book movies, how they came from being good to good again. And I do appreciate anyone who does click the link, goes to the Amazon, picks up the book, and leaves a review. And as far as if we actually got one negative review in which somebody said all the reviews are crap because Benny pushed it on his podcast. It's not my fault. People wrote weird ones. I asked for reviews. I didn't say go give me the lyrics to a song.
Hey guys, make sure you go to Amazon and write some weird shit in the review
that
section.
Is not what I said. The fact of the matter is
right
there's
now,
literally no other way to ask for reviews. I have a few outlets such as a podcast and a YouTube channel. That's where I'm going to ask for reviews. If you write some weird stuff, go write weird stuff. As far as I know, Amazon doesn't give a crap. They want the stars. But I do need some legitimate ones so that when people go look at the reviews to see what the book's about, they're not like, what the fuck is this? Yeah. But anyway, I was like, there's nothing I can do about that. I didn't specifically ask for weird ones. I simply said, please go buy the book and please leave a review because that's what I need. Rob is Comics Explained. He does have a book coming out next month, which I'm sure, Rob, do you have a pre-order link for that?
Yeah, I do, actually.
Put that in here so people can pre-order that one so we can start getting your numbers up and moving if we need to. It's the definitive history of Superman where Rob goes over Superman as a whole. It's actually really good. I wrote the forward for it, so that is another book we have coming out as a collective book.
I don't know if they sent me the pre-order link yet.
Is it on Amazon?
Let me double check.
Okay. And Sal is from Comic Pop. They bring you a lot of great discussion shows, a lot of great tangents, and a lot of great reviews of comic books.
Thank you.
Yeah, he does a
We didn't
really
write a
good job
book,
over there.
but no.
Go check that one out. They also bring you their own podcast, Elseworlds Exchange, on their channel every Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Yeah. They normally do that while we're doing games over on this channel. Joel, Cape Joel, brings you everything from comic book reviews to TV show reviews to once in a while a cooking show. It's a great channel.
it's
He's
true.
a wonderful member of the Weekly Poll. I want you guys to go check him out if you have opportunity to do so. And don't forget, this show and everything else we do on Twitch is 100% supported by the subscribers. The reason why we don't have a Weekly Poll patron is we feel that you should have a quantifiable earnings for what you're giving us. If we do a patron, you're just handing us money in hopes it will do something. But if you give us money on the Twitch, it's directly related. You give us the money on the Twitch by subscribing. We, in turn, give you podcasts. It's not a situation of you patroned us a whole bunch of money. It's a simple situation of, oh, we have subscribers. We need to get on and give them stuff.
Oh, snap, son.
Found it?
Yep. Spam this shit, baby.
So don't forget, that is how this channel, our Twitch channel, is supported. If the subscribers go away, the podcast will go away. We don't have a Patreon. We don't have other stuff. And the books and stuff, that is for me and Rob directly, unless we write a Weekly Poll collaborative book. That could be cool if we come up with a cool idea.
All right.
Joel would write like 2 pages about the Canadian comic book scene, but whatever.
It would only be 2 pages. Is what it would be. I could fill 2 pages easy, but nothing more.
Yeah, man.
So, like I said, guys, I have a book out. Rob, give me the link, or you put it in there. Good. Okay.
Yeah, I put it
Give
in
Rob a
there.
pre-order. Go pick up my book. Leave a review. If you want to be goofy, that's fine. I do prefer the good ones. I'm gonna read all the good ones and the goofy ones on my channel. Keep in mind, I'm asking for reviews. The goofies was not what I asked for, but hey, whatever. I'm not gonna argue. It's still reviews. I'm not gonna argue. I'm not, because it's just like leaving reviews on anything. It's a podcast. If you're listening to this on iTunes, we need 5-star ratings on that. Podcast, book sales, all that stuff is related on you giving it a 5-star review. That's what we're looking for. So, overall, guys, thank you for this evening. Stick around. I'll keep you guys company. I'll chat with you. I'm going to keep Rob here for a few minutes. We'll answer some questions. As far as giving us the reviews related to us doing more streams, what we'll probably do is we'll work out like a long stream day where we chat with you guys and do stuff like that related to this. We also have a charity coming up, so we have a lot of things we need to plan around, which will include probably a 24-hour stream. We'll do things like talk about comic books the entire time, maybe look some weird stuff, play some wiki games, stuff that Sal and them can get involved who don't typically play these games with us. So...
Yeah.
I'm going to start the recording now. Thank you guys so much. If you're watching this on any of the channels it's posted on, please give that a subscription. And that's just how social media and stuff works. We need 5-star reviews. We need subscriptions. We need reviews. We need all this stuff. That's how this stuff grows. That's how come it exists, because of you. So the video recording is done. Thank you guys.